Forged from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, this our native land. We pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation.
Heavenly Father, we come before you at the start of this new day, giving thanks for life, for health, and the opportunity to serve through this station. We ask for your divine presence to guide us in all we do. Bless this broadcast, that it may be a source of inspiration, joy, and unity to all who tune in. Whether near or far, may our words uplift, our music heal, and our message bring light to those who need it most. We pray for our listeners, wherever they may be. Grant them strength for the day ahead, peace in their hearts, and success in all they put their hands to. Cover those traveling with your protection, and those at home with your comfort and provision. Lord, may everything we do bring honor to you and be a blessing to others. Guide our steps, bless our efforts, and let this station be a vessel of positivity and hope. In your name we pray. Amen.
Your voice, your soundtrack, your station. New Era.
Georgie decide was one DJ called Robbie the Tax Wizard. For mixing tunes, that man was the hardest hand. He mixed up four, construct into one real band. All because of party time, party time. And if you hear them jump, I jump a blow and shake your manifesto. Ramache, come let me Ramache. The 5 years nearly done, it's time to how we fun so. Ramache, come let me Ramache. Was a carnival. If you see Ramboat, join the bacchanal. Just to tip your vote. RANLPM, begging you, bet with them at party time, party time. Blocoramas, any corner that you pass. Loudspeakers operating at full blast. And the fat brigade, Lord, I catch them shaking glass. Just because was party time, party time. Dirty tricks, just to tie up me and you. Racketeers mixed up with some lawyers too. And the airport man, he and all jump in the crew. Just because was party time, party time. Jump, I jump a blow and shake your manifesto. Ramache, come let me Ramache. The 5 years nearly done, it's time to how we want to. Ramache, come let me Ramache. Oh, was a carnival. If you see Ramboat, join the bacchanal. Just to get your vote. RANLPM, begging you, bet with them at party time, party time.
Wake up, rise up. It's the Net Radio Breakfast Show. Bringing you the energy, music, and vibes to start your day right.
So we want to say a very special good morning to you wherever you may be this morning. Thank you very much for getting up with us. Of course, you are here. You are listening to New Era TT Radio, Net Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean. And yes, we take you above and beyond. So good to be with you this morning. I want to say much thanks to the Heavenly Father for bringing us together for another day. And all that we do, dear Father, let it be a blessing on to you. Hey. Sir Charles, that is me. Happy am I to be in this space with you. TNT, good morning. Neighbors in the Caribbean, good morning. People who are streaming all around the globe, all you diaspora people, thank you very much for getting up with us. Thanks for showing up.
And if you hear them jump, I jump.
And of course, this is where we welcome you inside of The Breakfast Show.
Get up, it's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here, we bring in the soca way. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wake up, it's a brand new dawn. The Breakfast Show got the vibes turned on. From Maracas Bay to the Savannah line. Let's start the day in Caribbean prime. Good vibes rolling through the air. The Breakfast Show, energy everywhere. We talk, we laugh, we make you think. Grab your doubles or your morning drink.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Oh, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike. What day is it, Mike? Leslie, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woohoo!
Someday. Woohoo! Good morning, everybody, and of course, welcome to New Era TG Radio, NETT Radio, the heartbeat of the Caribbean, and we are going to take you above and beyond such a wonderful, God bless day. We welcome you wherever you may be coming in from. I want to say good morning to my co-host, Wendell, who is off today, and of course has some stuff to deal with, and he will be back with us hopefully tomorrow. And of course, Richard, who will join us in a little bit. But good morning to you, and thanks for being here. I hope that you guys had a good one. Yesterday, we had a really beautiful day where the weather is concerned. I can't complain about that at all, because for me, I love the rain, and we had some rain along the east-west corridor. I saw some place there was some kind of, I think it was some part of Port of Spain yesterday. I saw they had some little flooding, but I don't really pay much mind anymore when they start to circulate, because from the time it starts to rain, you start to see these videos coming out, and every time the water reaches like about 3 or 4 inches, flood, especially in Port of Spain. We love that. So Edward Street, some of those other streets that the drainage may not be as good, you find that once it starts to rain, people pull out the camera. So if you were going into Port of Spain and you saw that, you would tell yourself, well, boy, I ain't going down there because it had too much water down there. So I stayed out at that. But guess what? 5-10 minutes after the rain stops, you're looking for videos of the same water. It runs off pretty quickly now. And that is one good thing what I've seen happening in Port of Spain. The flooding that we normally would have had, I don't know if it's because we have not read. And it's not just like now, it's the last couple of years. I don't think we have experienced the kind of flooding. I know there's a little area coming into Port of Spain by the flyover there, if you come in that area. Yeah, so you see that that is like a little basin. Yeah, just as you pass the flyover heading into Port of Spain, or either out, but it's like a little basin in that area. So when it rains, there's normally a lot of water in that area there, or in the back by Abattoir Street there, road or whatever it is, you get some water. But out of that, most of it runs off pretty quickly. But yesterday had some good rain in some areas, some Port of Spain along the east-west corridor. Rima had some also. I think Chicoanas, because I remember talking to one of my sons in Chicoanas, and he's telling me that, rain like that, I can't move. He still can't move because he was supposed to drop something for me in reach yet. So I don't know if he's still in Chicoanas. But all in all, a beautiful one, a nice one. I enjoyed it to the max, and I hope that you people enjoyed it also. Thanks for being with us this morning, and it's hump day. And let me say good morning to Richard Ragobar Singh. Richard, morning.
morning. A morning, Sir Charles, and of course, morning to our listeners and viewers across all time zones. Good morning, and thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate you taking the time to speak with us and watch us and listen to us, because some people don't interact, they don't call or anything, but some will interact on the stream and some will just be watching on, but have their silent opinions that we will never hear. And that's all right too, But thanks for joining us on the breakfast show this morning. I'm not so sure where Wendell is. I suppose you may have teamed up to. I didn't look at messages this morning, so.
Yeah, but he sent a message saying that he will be out today.
Oh, okay. God, I didn't really check messages this morning. Yeah. But today is like Thursday and tomorrow is like a Friday, because we have a holiday tomorrow on Friday in Trinidad. So today is like the weekend begins tonight, people, is exactly what it would be today, because tomorrow is our last day of the week, because Friday we have a holiday in Trinidad and Tobago. So we have, so today and tomorrow are final 2 days for this week. So today is like a Thursday, and that makes me very happy because I enjoy weekends. I think like most people across the planet, you enjoy a good weekend. Yep.
Yeah,
So
we live for the weekend.
Oh yeah, love a weekend, and school. When is school going out? I think school is going out shortly, isn't it?
Yeah, it's normally first week in July there.
First week in July. I know for American schools are already out, I believe. Yeah, I think so. In the United States, I think school is already out. But for us, we are always a little bit behind. But I mean, we do it a little later in terms of breaking for whatever you want to call it, August holidays, summer vacation, whatever you want to call it.
We're still not sure what to call it after all these years.
People call it whatever they want. You have the purists who say, "Oh, yeah, it's August holidays," or it's some people say in the August holidays we have no summer, and then some people really don't care. They say summer vacation because I suppose it's kind of universal. So whatever suits your fancy, you go with it.
There was a time that I saw it as that. I don't know if any other persons would have seen it that way, but the use of the word summer and the vacation, there was a pushback at the time where Trinidad and Tobago was concerned, where people would have been talking about, we don't have no summer here and all kind of, and because a lot of people started to do, everything is going trends, summer events and different kinds of things. Everything was coming down summer. But I think that they probably just eventually just look what they just do what they want. Yes.
Yeah, I think which is it's whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And they have a lot of, and they do have a lot of Christmas in July events, and I think they would have that coming up too. Yeah. That seems to be a thing that is caught on now.
Yeah, that is a big thing,
Yeah, Christmas in July, which will be, which is like 2.5 weeks away. So we'll see what those events are.
Yeah, well, commercial value. Everybody just hold on to these things.
Of course, that's what they will do.
Yeah,
if it makes you money and that sort of thing. But I suppose we should go for the good news, and when we come back, I could go through the stream in terms of who's joined us so early for the morning already.
There's a Japanese saying that goes like this: if you missed the bus, maybe you avoided the accident. If they rejected you, maybe they saved you from the wrong path. If someone walked away, maybe they made room for the person meant to stay. Not every loss is a punishment. Not every delay is a setback. Sometimes life is protecting you from things you cannot see yet. So stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start asking, what is this preparing me for? One day, you'll look back and realize the thing that broke your heart was actually God saving your life.
Yeah. Sometimes the things and people that walk away and things that people do, sometimes you wonder why. But I guess it all depends on the perspective of you take on life, and Richard.
Yeah, life's perspective. Yeah. Some things can bring you down because some challenges are really tough.
Oh yeah.
And for a lot of people, they reorient their thinking along those lines. This is preparing me for something else. This is, I have to go through this for something, and so it's your perspective. Yeah. But it's part, I suppose the message is really about resilience.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that you have to have resilience, and what you may see as a challenge sometimes becomes an opportunity, or prepares you for an opportunity later down the road, and that you can't yet see. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so resilient. You have to keep pushing through. That's sometimes you think, ooh, that person has really mastered life, or that person has really succeeded, but you don't know what challenges they would have gone through to get to the point at where they are now. What the losses and sacrifices would have been along the way. And so you just have to be cognizant of that. That life is about challenge. It will have its beautiful moments. It will have its challenges, and you keep pushing. It's like I was, and when I was watching news last night, they had the funeral of Mercedes, and I'm assuming that's how you probably pronounce it, Mercedes Lane, who was that tragic murder of that 12-year-old girl. And you could see the heartbreak of so many people who were, inconsolable in that crowd. When at times when the camera panned, and of course, people on the podium will try to phrase it in whatever way, but it's still tragic and horrible, and one of those incidents that people close to her will never get over. It will always be, that lot in terms of their life, of life on planet Earth. And you will think about those kinds of moments and wonder, what challenge are you preparing me for if you believe in God? What challenge are you preparing me by having me face something so horrible? And, and I can't answer that.
I don't think anybody can answer that way.
Yeah, but you have to find a way to move through your grief and journey on, because everybody has to, but it's difficult. It's difficult.
And you're right, and that's what you're talking about, because at some point in time, if you have not experienced something that will bring that sort of grief or hurt or disappointment to you, you are going to get it at some point in time. And
because some people, you're right, Sir, because some people have not experienced loss in that way. Some people have never experienced it, or as you were saying, you haven't experienced it yet. In terms of loss, not necessarily via murder or anything so horrific, but the loss of somebody you love dearly. Some people have not had that experience as yet. But inevitably, the longer you live, the more likely you're going to have that experience at some point. And you just have to work through it and understand, at least for now, it's part of life.
Yeah. And I suppose that is why, the motivations like what was playing in the good news, it can't change situations, but it really can just give you something to work with, like a buffer. So you can pick yourself up and move forward, if not immediately, but at some point in time.
Some people don't ever move forward, Some people, it always becomes a burden that will always be there, and it's, you can't tell people how to navigate something like that.
No, you can't,
because it's tough, and because you know what is tough about it. It's something that a monster inflicted upon you and your family that did not have to happen. It's not like it's somebody sick and you fell sick because of X or Y, or you suddenly got ill for some reason or whatever. It's not that.
No, it's something that's being ripped out.
Somebody, you're ripped away. Yeah, and for no reason, that's how you look at it as a human being. But anyway, before we get into the heaviness of what's going on, and that was just the goodbye ceremony, however you want to call it, the funeral of her. And I know different people were speaking on the platform, because I saw I didn't really listen to the speeches of the people who were on the platform or what excerpts they brought. But I know I saw there were different people speaking. I think the mayor spoke of that area. Is it Siparia? Is she from that area? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's somewhere in that area. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the mayor spoke. I saw Penelope Beckles Robinson, and I saw glimpses of other ministers, of other members of parliament / ministers in the crowd. It's tragic. I mean, it affects the whole society. Yeah? You know, when something like so tragic like that happens. But anyway, let's greet people in the stream for this morning.
Okay.
And let me start off with whoever was first. So, of course, we have Valerie Mendoza saying good morning and happy hump day. Victoria Ugis says good morning to the breakfast show. Margaret Thomas, good morning, guys. Blessings, she says. Robert Allen, good morning. Felix Kazo, happy hump day. Did you play that hump day thing, or you didn't really play that, did you?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed it. Maria Sellier says, good morning, guys. Pamela O'Connor, good morning. Wendell, Sir Charles, and Richards, and the team, blessings all. Odell Guy says, good morning and blessings. Manuela Peters says, good morning to everyone. Beefy Smith says, good morning. Have a blessed day. Kenny in Harlem says, good morning. Victor Phillip says, good morning. Deborah Noel Surratt says, good morning to the breakfast crew.
Hi, Deborah.
Eunice Dublin says, good morning. Eva Smith says, good morning. Marlon Motley, good morning, Marlon. Empress Reyes says, good morning. Michael Cadet, good morning and have a blessed day. Boy Bedesi says, good morning from DB. Kurt Hope, good morning. Diane, is this Diane Peen? I'm not sure. I think it is.
Yeah.
Blessed morning, guys, and give thanks. Carl Guevara says, good morning. Erica Childs says, good morning and a beautiful day. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Blessing, she says. Michael Eastman says, good morning to all. Apollinus says, good morning. Garvin Frank says, good morning. Empress Rez, she says, oh yeah, happy hump day. She forgot the hump day. Susan Jessup says, God's Almighty and His Son. And she says, greetings from Land Love, always from Suzanne, Suzette, Corinne, Mrs. Gemma Maria, S. Maria H. I think it continues probably. Good morning, gentlemen. This is from Marcia Rock. Hill Ben says, good morning, gentlemen. Prabha Ramdial says, good morning. Have a blessed day. Cappy the Nigerian says, good morning, Sir Charles, Wendell, listeners in TNT, good morning. I'd like to wish everyone a blessed day. Empress Rez was dancing to the song you played, I guess. She and Carol are both dancing. I'm not so sure. It says Jilly MCK1. Blessed rising to you all from Gillian in Essex in the UK. Well, I should have read the message and I would have realized. CJ is also dancing. Ingrid from Tucson is also there. Beauty Culture. I'm not hearing any background music. No, Sir Charles, is it off? Beauty Culture. Good morning, guys. Ruji 868. Blessings, Sir Charles, Wendell, and Richard. Have a peaceful and enjoyable day ahead. Ruji 868. Debbie Modest says good morning.
Morning, Debbie.
Kathy and Charles, good morning to the best trio. Wishing everybody a wonderful day in June, Sir Charles, she said. And special good morning to Arlene and Stephen. Wayne Ramsey says, good morning, guys. This is Chris Toussaint. Good morning to Charles. I need you to have a sub on the bench for those other guys don't show up. As Sadgopher says, bountiful blessings. So he's in. Susan Jessup, don't forget what? Early tickets out $200. Net Radio Family Cooler Cruise Boat Ride Saturday the 15th of August 2026, morning 7 p.m. sharp. Look, we linemen by the DJ table. As a group and posse that go down harass here. You know, as a DJ, you know, I play that song now, play that song. That still happens to Charles.
That does happen sometimes. It's not as much.
I say, play that song now, play this song, play that song. DJs are just up there and turn their eye or just be polite and smile.
You see, before DJs used to, do it quite nicely and politely and say, okay, no, I see what I can do for you that song. But that's a big question. Look, don't harass me this wrong. You want to breathe a DJ coming forward to it.
David McCarthy, top of the day and a wonderful Wednesday to all. So that Scorpion Pepper says, good morning, sunshines. Sankofa says, show out today, but show. I had to turn my head, maybe a quiet day to be without Wendell. Good morning, Mrs. R. Good morning. Trinidad Margot says, good morning, TNT. Marlon Motley says, 10th of July. Oh, so the 10th of July, school closes. Okay. Sankofa, July, August holidays. We do not have winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Some people will still say summer vacation. And so, in fact, some businesses will say summer vacation.
Of course.
Yeah. Care Business 50, good morning from Essex in the UK. Wishing the three most handsome in TNT. My friend Jill and I will see you on the boat ride. We will be in Trinidad. Have a great day, you guys. Empress Reyes, well said. Anuel, good morning to the breakfast show from Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Have a wonderful day. Kim Govaya says, good morning to the breakfast and the Gael crew. And Blessed Sweet TNT, good morning. Blessings from Maureen Dilchan Mirage. Good morning. Black Leo says, good morning to the hosts and listeners from Orlando. Empress Reyes, even I cried. Richard, heartbreaking for real. Yeah, the funeral. Yeah.
Expected.
Kim Kubai, I'm a bit concerned about Mr. Ram Logan's request to the government for allowing the cotton bills to be changed. People numb to the situation, so says Empress, right? So people are commenting on that. Beauty Culture said it was so sad to see. Kim Provide was very tragic. Sherwin and Juliet Kerr, good morning to the Breakfast Show team and to all the listeners and viewers. Thank you. And Empress Reyes, well, we see so many killings. And Robert Taylor, good morning, guys. Bless up to Wendell, he says. Michael Oliver says, good morning, TNT. And Crystal Stevenson says, good morning, guys. So, Charles, how do I be added to the WhatsApp group? She's asking you.
Okay, just go to WhatsApp and go to the area where you have the groups in the center. What do you call that chat? That area, I think the updates. Right, go to WhatsApp updates. And in the search area, just put NETT Radio Trinidad. And you should see the WhatsApp channel and just follow it. Once you follow it, you're inside.
Okay. So that's it for the stream. I don't know if you have any people on the WhatsApp that you want to say good morning to, Sir Charles.
Of course. So let me say good morning to Kent in Laventille, who came in very early as always. Ingrid in Arizona. Also, thanks for the message, Ingrid. Archbishop Ashton Clark in Canada. Captain Ron in Orlando. Frank in Aruca. Peter Wilson, good day to the people in St. James. Miss St. Augustine, good to have you, as always. Zena and the Powder Puff ladies, organizing for the cruise. And of course, Rena Boodoo Jennings. Good morning to you, Rena Boodoo Jennings. Mr. Billy in Powder Magazine. CJ over there in Jamaica. Jamdong. Having a good time there, CJ. Colin and Kelly, they are coming out of Caranage. So good morning to you guys. Cynthia, Aaron, good morning to you, Cynthia. Who else again? Brenda in Penal. Ron DeSantis Jr. Somehow I feel I know that name. Yeah. And Mr. Beeps out there in Pity Valley. And then I have another Peter. Peter, this particular Peter, where you from? You know, when you have 2 and 3 of the same names, is kind of we like to identify you by your area. So you can tell us where you're from, right, Peter? I know where Peter Wilson is from. He's from St. James. Yeah, so those are all the people that we have in this stream. Just before we go to the break, let's give you all the World Cup updates. Yesterday was goals galore, Richard. If they thought that the World Cup was going, somebody said the other day it was stale and it was. Yesterday we had like about 14 goals scored within the 4 matches yesterday. The two African teams, France and Senegal, because of the amount, when they just call them the both African teams because of the amount of African players that are playing for France. Well, Mbappe, he had a good run yesterday. He scored 2 goals. And France defeated Senegal 3-1. Then we had Norway going up against Iraq. That ended up 4-1. Then Argentina, which is my team.
In whose favor?
4 in favor of Norway. Right? And then we had Argentina going up against it was Algeria. Algeria. Right. So right. So they went up against Algeria. Argentina won 3-0, and Lionel Messi scored all 3, and he is now tied with the guy from Germany for the all-time highest scorers in the World Cup. So I suppose by the time this World Cup is done, Messi will most likely be the most celebrated World Cup player where goals are concerned. And Australia drew 1-1 with Jordan. So it was a really good game, set of games. 14 goals in all yesterday. So the players of the day was Messi from Argentina. He had 3. Haaland is the guy from Norway. He had 2. And Mbappe had 2 goals yesterday. I'm trying to find the guy who is a World Cup scorer, the highest World Cup scorer. Just give me a minute. I had it here somewhere. I pulled it up here last night. He's from Germany. He played in 4 World Cups. I know that much for sure. It's just the name that is escaping me right now. Oh my God. And I make sure when I look for the man name yesterday, Richard.
Yeah. Well, I can help you.
Yeah. I know that.
I cannot assist you.
Oh my God. Yeah. I have it. I wrote it down somewhere here, but I just can't seem to find it right now. Oh, right. No, that is matches for today. All right. I have to get back to that for you because I can't seem to find it where.
I'm not in the stream who you're talking about. I can't help you.
Yeah, somebody in the stream would remember the guy's name, But he is
close.
Yes, close.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just can't find it. Yeah. He played in 4 World Cups, 2002, 2006, 2010, 2014. And he has 16. So he and Messi is now tied. And this is Argentina's first game. Messi was in ripping form yesterday. He scored some really good goals. And so World Cup is alive. And we keep you updated. All right. So let's go for the commercial break and come back.
Yep.
Get ready.
The road to football's biggest stage starts right here on Net Radio and Guile TV. Join us for Inside the Net, the road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights. Every weekday, take a journey through World Cup history, legendary players, unforgettable goals, football's greatest nations, rising stars, iconic stadiums, and the stories behind the beautiful game. From Brazil to Argentina, Germany to France, and every nation chasing football glory. Join us daily at 7:55 a.m. and 11:55 a.m. Don't just watch the World Cup, live the passion. Inside the Net, road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights.
you, NETT Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler. Join us for NETT Radio's Color Week Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, the 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Haircuts, Shagaramas. We stay at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite NETT DJs, Sir Child, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Duck International, RJ, and Flockman. Come show them use a big early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby St. James, Bobby's Baccarat, Fast International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, Eastgate Mall, and all NETT DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your cooler, bring your crew, and let's celebrate together. NETT Radio, Color Week, Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Color Week, on the scene.
Scandal in Citrus is back in Port of Spain, and yep, we're finally at Queen's Hall for 2 nights only on Saturday the 27th of June at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the usual outlets and online. You can now buy tickets on our website, rsrrproductions.com. We think you'll like it. And at the Queen's Hall box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus. We're at Queen's Hall.
Scandal in Citrus.
S&H Rumbox, 137 Western Main Road, St. James, for all your retail and wholesale needs for alcohol and non-alcoholic beverages. Call us at 686-0599 or visit us at 137 Western Main Road, St. James. S&H Rumbox, drinking out of the box.
Well, I suppose we should get straight into the newspapers just to keep ourselves on time before, I get a book from Sir Charles. So let me go straight into the Trinidad Express for today in terms of the main stories and headlines for this morning. And, oh my goodness, just now. Okay. So the Trinidad and Tobago Express, TTPW, nothing less than 10%. I suppose that's with regard to the allocation for unions and stuff. PNM MPs walk out during House debate. That would have happened, I think, when the Minister of the leader of government business, Barry Padarath, started to speak. I think they had left. They exited, I think, except for Keith Scotland. I think Keith Scotland remained. Because I saw an excerpt, and he was the one person I heard talking yesterday. Vive la France. Mbappe scored twice. So I suppose that's concerning that story that you just talked about. Other main stories, let me see. Stepdad accused of sex abuse walks free. State given permission to reopen brothel case. I'm not so sure what that's about. I read it and I was kind of like, what is this about? But I kind of brushed over it.
Apparently, that is some case that the Commissioner of Police was working on before he came Commissioner of Police. And,
okay, but the state has given permission to reopen it. And I think the defense attorneys are raising a lot of objections. So we'll see how all that plays out in court. Farida Balgobin and son get bail. Haynes, absent leadership sycophants. Haynes, Anita Haynes, I suppose, is who we'll be speaking to in the next hour, by the way. So don't go anywhere. Interesting conversation with Anita Haynes this morning. Looking forward to it. And she said, absent leadership and sycophants in the UNC. That's what she's saying. So we will, get into that discussion in the next hour. A man found dead, criminal incidents rise in Carsonfield, and PM Kamla names protected list of electricity users. So we could also talk about that because there was some follow-up with regard to that from TNTech itself in terms of ex-members of TNTech's board or leadership. Messi hat-trick fires Argentina past Algeria. So that's one of the main sports stories. Anyway, so that's it for the Trinidad and Tobago Express. I must tell Express that Guardian has a better layout. Just thought you should know. It's easier to navigate. Just letting them know, they're not taking you on. Kaya Seeley returns home to face charges. So Kaya Seeley is expected back, I think, is it today?
Really?
The woman involved in the controversial police-involved shooting in St. Augustine on January 20th, which led to the death of her partner, Joshua Samaru, and her paralyzed is scheduled to arrive at the Piarco International Airport around 1:45 a.m. today. So she would have landed already, I guess.
Yeah, probably. So she's probably already in police custody?
Well, we'll see how it all plays out. But she said she was not running and she was going to come back. And of course, she does have a lot of support from a lot of people across the country in terms of these charges being made against her. So we see how it all plays out because it's now, sub judice, it's now before the court system. So we'll see how that plays out in the court system. No, Mercedes, don't go. Tears and tributes as Erin says goodbye to murdered girl. Young warns graduating students to avoid shortcuts. Hard work pays off. TNTech's protected list existed for decades, former officials say. So that's the point I was trying to make, that they had interviews with a couple of the former leaders of TNTech, and they said that's not new. And that has spanned for decades. And they said it's not that they wouldn't be cut. It's just that they would be, once you're on the list, and it spanned administrations, they said. So they said the current prime minister was on that list. Is that if you were in arrears, what they do is they give you a call to tell you like you're due to be cut, but it's not that you wouldn't be cut.
Okay.
But they would give you a call because you're or that sort of thing. And they said that's what the protected means, that you just don't get a call. That's how I understood it. But it said that that's existed for decades and it's a usual thing. And the members of the current administration would have benefited previously. If you want to call that a benefit.
Yeah, well, apparently they probably didn't know them.
But
they know they were on the list.
That's why people are saying, well, we didn't know we were on any list, because it's apparently something that just happens, I guess. You wouldn't be notified. Anyway, but that's part of the discussion continuing. Senate debates Petrotrin successor bill today. Dukaran, TNT heading towards debt default. So says economist Maria Dukaran has issued a warning regarding TNT's fiscal trajectory, cautioning that the nation is rapidly gaining momentum on the road towards an eventual sovereign debt default or restructuring. Moodilal denies Paria for sale to Trafigura, whoever that is. Break bottlenecks to boost growth, business groups say. Terror calls for state intervention to drive housing developments and fines forests and food. Tougher penalties can reshape rural livelihoods in Trinidad and Tobago. Cop dies at police station. TTPS argues, I say argues and it's urges. TTPS urges support for those in distress. Dr. Rowley post-electricity bill denies TNTech list. So I suppose those kind of denials is that obviously the list, from what you're hearing from TNTech, previous officials, the list exists. Mm-hmm. But apparently the people who are on the list are not notified that they're on the list.
Yeah. Unless you probably run into arrears.
Yes, that's what seems to be. Then you'll get a call saying you're in arrears. Before we cut you,
They'll give you a notice, but
giving you a call. Sports Minister Grange and Shallow have discussions aimed at strengthening bond between Jamaica and CWI. Sri Lanka emerging players put West Indies Academy bowlers to the sword. The Silva and Django recalled to West Indies squad for Sri Lanka Test Series. Is FIFA President Gianni Infantino shameless or just honest? And TNT women edged Jamaica in Billie Jean King Cup opener. And I guess, well, they just have a thing regarding editorial, and the Guardian editorial is progress promised, but questions remain. And this is, of course, a review of the 2026 mid-year budget review. And that's basically it for the dailies. I was kind of scrolling down to see if there's any more business news, but not really. So that's it for the Trinidad and Tobago Guardian and the Trinidad and Tobago Express for this morning, the two dailies that we have in the country.
All right, well, we're going to forward. Did you know, because things getting kind of tight today, so stay with us. We shall be back in a little bit.
Do you think this is just an ordinary bridge? You couldn't be more wrong. It's the tallest bridge in the world, and it hides a secret that has amazed people worldwide. The Huajiang Canyon Bridge in Guizhou spans a vast abyss known as the Earth's Crack. Its deck rises 625 meters above the river, like a 200-story building, taller than 2 Eiffel Towers stacked together. But its most impressive feature isn't its height, but what's inside. During construction, karst groundwater was found. Instead of diverting it, engineers turned it into a 300-meter artificial waterfall on both sides of the bridge. By day, it looks like a silver river falling from the sky. At night, with lights, it becomes a stunning visual show. Inside is a 1,314 square meter glass observation hall with breathtaking canyon views. For thrill seekers, there's the world's highest bungee jump, a 625-meter freefall. What was a 2-hour journey now takes just 2 minutes. It's not just a bridge, it's engineering pushed to the limit.
You have to give the Chinese that in terms of China pushing the boundaries of engineering in all manner of ways.
Oh, man. I wonder if Trinidad and Tobago will ever invest in any one project that looks anything like that. I don't know.
It'll be mired in controversy and bacchanal, and there'll be a lot of commentary and why you're building that, and so it'll be a lot of that.
Yeah. Because even with the Jack Warner situation and cutting the road through the mountain, I know a lot of people felt boy that thing, but I found that was such a nice idea. I would have loved to see us being able to undertake something like that, Richard. That we have a road going through the mountain that could probably take you up to the North Coast in less time and less traffic jam and all kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, it never got any real traction beyond him saying it when he was the Minister of Works.
No.
I don't even know if it ever went anywhere. Were there drawings? Were there engineering reviews and all of that? I have no clue. It was just something that got mentioned, but you never heard it going any further. So I'm not sure.
I just want to mention one thing that I saw a video, and I'm hoping that the authorities will move on it very quickly. Yesterday, circulating about these copper wire thieves that seem to be coming back again. A couple of years ago, we had a serious problem with it. I think some legislation was put in place, some reorganization of the scrap iron industry and things like that. And it seemed to have stopped for a while. But now, I suppose with no proper enforcement on whoever is supposed to be overlooking those things, they probably must fall asleep on it. And guess what? People started cut down the lines and thing again, and that will only create a lot of havoc for us. So I'm hoping the authorities will be able to deal with it in a quick time and and kind of stamp out that and don't let it get to a point where it was last time.
Anyway, we could start tackling, I guess, some of the main stories that I would have seen in news last night. And that TNTech story was one where I said some of the main previous people who were in control of TNTech, I can't remember who they were exactly, which names they called. But what they did say was that the issue of the list was something that was always there. It's not new. And of course, the Prime Minister did say it under parliamentary privilege, but the revelation, certainly past members of TNTech are certainly kind of pouring water on it and saying it's not that big a revelation because it's something, it may be a revelation to us in terms of the citizens knowing of the list, but that list has existed for decades. The current at the end of the story last night is that the current TNTech Limited, because of course it doesn't say CNC3 I was watching, they sent messages to the current TNTech, board or whoever, or communications department, and were greeted with, silence. So the current TNTech board is probably, I don't know if they've been told not to say anything, or they're intimidated to say anything. But certainly,
because you know who appoint them.
Well, they come under the Minister of Public Utilities, Barry Padara.
And President Administration.
What? Say that again?
And the President Administration.
Yeah. So I don't know if they would want to say anything, but certainly past leaders have spoken out and in terms of and said that list is not new. That's something that has happened for decades. So it seems to be morphing into not as big a revelation as the Prime Minister thought it was.
I find it kind of strange that they would have come with something like that and not check those kinds of things that we are now seeing. Any normal reporter does check all these things. So I don't know, with the excitement that I saw Mr. Padara going to Parliament with it. The Prime Minister has some revelations to make, and I said, okay, thing going and happen, but that.
When you're on a road and an excited road to reveal something that you think is going to besmirch your opponents, you could get very excited about it, and then be besmirching you. If you did some background checks, which obviously didn't do, you realize, wait, we were on that list too.
That is it. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I mean, you have a new board put in place. I don't know if mandate is to go and see what them fellas was doing wrong and let me know. But come on. Do your background check now. Anyhow, Rachel, let's see if we can get one or two calls inside before we go up to news, because we have Miss Anita Haynes-Alleyne who will be joining us in the next hour, and we have our morning poll. Let me see, I could probably do everything one time.
Yeah, but there's the numbers to call: 281-1315, 281-1315. We'll take some of your calls. And our poll for this morning: do you believe Trinidad and Tobago is facing a leadership crisis? You can vote 1 for yes or 2 for no. You can cast your vote now, and we'll give you the results, of course, after the news at 7 a.m. Even though our news is slightly delayed, while we, take some of your calls. So call now if you're calling, 281-1315, 281-1315, and 299. That other number I don't know off the top of my head.
5156.
5156.
Yeah. So people, you can take a couple of calls very quickly, and of course the morning poll is up. I mean, a lot of people have been kind of talking that about where leadership is concerned. Miss Haynes has also spoken about it in a sort. So we'll talk to her about that. But how do you feel about it? How do you feel about all those things that are happening?
So, do you believe Trinidad and Tobago is facing a leadership crisis? That's our poll this morning.
I know that might be a difficult poll for some of the people to really come down, guys, because it's you have to look across the board. It's not a PNM UNC what a party we have again. You know, you have to take into consideration all that you are seeing to come up with the answer for this particular poll.
Yeah. So, do you believe Trinidad and Tobago is facing a leadership crisis? Of course, we are taking some of your calls before we go to 7 o'clock news, but we can't give it that much time. So 2811-315, 2811-315, and 299-5156, 299-5156. So if you're calling, call now. Call now. You know.
I don't know where's the caller this morning, but I mean, but when it comes to the whole thing of leadership, you know, you're looking at some lack of vision, you know, just like we were talking about that bridge that we saw coming out of China. You know, I would love to see something like that built in Trinidad and Tobago. Oh my word!
But leadership is not only about vision. Leadership is about how do you not only have a vision, but get people engaged in your vision. And how do you get people to be on board with passion and enthusiasm to what your vision is. And for Trinidad and Tobago, which I take it as a difficult place to govern because we have so many diverse points of views and diverse demographics. But I think, I don't want to prejudice the poll, but do you believe that we face a leadership crisis? Leadership also is about decision making, implementation. It's also about empathy. You know, it's also about that too, and so it's a merging of different factors that really takes leadership to that elevates leadership to a certain level. Your communication skills, how you speak to a population, how you speak to the people that you lead. I know this question, it doesn't really specifically zone in on, it's just generically talking about leadership. But of course, when we think leadership in a question like that, we go immediately to the political leadership. And that's what it involves. And empathy is a component of it. And because empathy also creates the connection and bond that we all have as human beings, in terms of also us, fueling us into engaging with you in a more human way. And so what are the ingredients that we have? What ingredients do we miss? And do you think we really feel like we really do have a vacuum in terms of leadership in Trinidad and Tobago? And this could hold for the current Prime Minister, and it could also hold for the leader of the opposition in terms of this question. Do you believe we are facing a leadership crisis, or do you feel they are both very good leaders?
Yeah, or emerging leaders.
Yeah, so you will have your opinions, I guess. But we're taking your poll on it, and we'll give you the results after, and then we'll take some calls on it. Well, certainly we'll take some calls on it. I don't know how many calls we'll be able to fit in before we start speaking to Anita, but Anita Haynes will certainly weigh in on it, because it's something we bring up in this show all the time, man. The issue of leadership, and not only the issue of what I'm talking about vision, about empathy, about being able, because you can only lead if you have people following you, of course, right? If you're leading and nobody following you, you're not a leader, you're somebody walking alone. Yeah. But if it is that you have the kind of and you also have to have confidence, and communication skills is one that I mentioned previously, and I always bring that up in terms of the discussions, that leadership and language are intertwined, and don't assume that what you say as a leader does not matter, or how you say it does not matter. It does.
Yeah, Richard, let's go for the news and come back, people. Stay with us.
Yeah.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar has alleged that NETT maintained a secret, protected list of individuals and entities whose electricity supply could not be disconnected for non-payment. Speaking in Parliament, the Prime Minister said the issue surfaced during government's review of matters involving Flavor Right Foods Limited, chaired by former PNM Treasurer Andre Monteil. She claimed the company was among those placed on the list, which allegedly prevented disconnection despite outstanding bills. Prasad Bisesar further alleged that several current and former PNM officials, including former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and opposition leader Penelope Beckles, appeared on the list, along with contractors linked to the construction of Balazir House. She said government was dissatisfied with explanations surrounding the arrangement and intends to conduct further investigations into the matter. Meanwhile, former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has denied claims by Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar that he and his wife were on a secret NETT list that protected certain customers from having their electricity disconnected for non-payment. The allegation was made during the mid-year budget review, where the Prime Minister said several former PNM officials were included on the list. In a social media post, Rowley said he was unaware of any such arrangement and insisted that he and his wife pay their electricity bills when due. He also stated that he never requested or received special treatment from NETT. Government says investigations into the alleged list will continue. The opposition PNM staged a walkout from Parliament on Monday night during debate on the mid-year budget review, protesting what it described as Public Utilities Minister Barry Paterath's reprehensible treatment of a parliamentary staff member. In a statement, the opposition accused Paterath of intimidating a parliamentary officer after allegedly leaving his seat during Friday's Standing Finance Committee proceedings and photographing the employee. The PNM said parliamentary staff must be allowed to perform their duties free from harassment or political pressure. The party also called on Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar to remove Paterath as leader of government business and urged any MP who may have experienced intimidation or bullying to come forward. The PNM said its walkout was a stand against what it described as intimidation, abuse of authority, and conduct that brings Parliament into disrepute. The Tobago House of Assembly says it is satisfied with the funding received in the mid-year budget review, including $79 million for teachers' arrears and $15 million for the new Scarborough Secondary School. Finance Secretary Pedelan Roberts said the school funding will support pre-construction work such as designs, surveys, and environmental assessments, with major construction expected to begin after additional allocations in fiscal 2027. Roberts said the THA received most of the funding it requested and noted that releasing the full amount for the school at this stage would not be practical given procurement timelines for a project of that scale. The relocation of Scarborough Secondary remains a priority as coastal erosion continues to threaten the current site. Parents have long raised concerns about deteriorating conditions, including mold-affected classrooms and extreme heat, and are urging authorities to move quickly on the long-promised project. Businesswoman Farida Balgobin has been granted $650,000 bail, while her son Joshua Benny was granted $400,000 bail on charges linked to the alleged abuse of a domestic worker. The pair appeared virtually before a master of the High Court, alongside co-accused Rohit Sitahal, who had previously secured $400,000 bail. All three are accused in connection with allegations made by 42-year-old Sabita Bastillo, who claims she was abused and held against her will between 2019 and 2026. As part of their bail conditions, the accused have been ordered to have no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from her, report to a police station twice weekly, and remain at their stated addresses. The matter is scheduled for a sufficiency hearing on January 7th. Finally, the FBI says it has foiled an alleged terror plot targeting Sunday's UFC event at the White House and arrested 5 men across 4 states. According to U.S. prosecutors, the suspects plan to use explosive-laden drones to attack nearby buildings, create panic among spectators, and then target high-profile attendees, including politicians and business leaders. Court documents claim the group also discussed sniper positions, attacking infrastructure, and sparking what they described as a revolution. The investigation began after the mother of one suspect alerted authorities about his firearms purchases and online activity. Prosecutors say the group communicated through TikTok and the encrypted app Signal. The 5 men have been charged with conspiracy to commit murder. FBI Director Kash Patel said the alleged attacks were stopped before they could be carried out. And that is Net Radio News at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Get ready.
The road to football's biggest stage starts right here on Net Radio and Guile TV. Join us for Inside the Net, the road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights. Every weekday, take a journey through World Cup history, legendary players, unforgettable goals, football's greatest nations, rising stars, iconic stadiums, and the stories behind the beautiful game. From Brazil to Argentina, Germany to France, and every nation chasing football glory. Join us daily at 7:55 a.m. and 11:55 a.m. Don't just watch the World Cup, live the passion. Inside the Net, road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights.
Calling all you Net Radio listeners and fans. It's time to pack your cooler. Join us for Net Radio's Color Week Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, the 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from Harcourt's Shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite net DJs, Sir Chad, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Duck International, RJ, and Fluffman. Early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby St. James, Bobby's Baccarat, Fast International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, Eastgate Mall, and all net DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your cooler, bring your crew, and let's celebrate together. Net Radio, Color Week, Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Color Week, on the scene.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready! Keelan of the Ultimate DJ Shane invite you to the Ride of the Year, Reggae Ride 26.
I met a girl this morning. She was love at first sight.
On Saturday, June 27, on board the Harbour Master, represent your colors with a touch of gold, green, red, and white, featuring DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Keelan, and the Ultimate DJ Shane. Boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at 12 midnight sharp. Tickets are only $250 and are available at all Agat's Nuts House locations, City Furniture stores nationwide, and online at islandetickets.com. Call or WhatsApp 333-7601 for more information and tickets. Walk with your coolers. No oversized coolers and no glass bottles allowed. The Reggae Ride 26 is proudly sponsored by Agat's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tocopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Lab Academy, Cafe Barista, Endura Malt, NFM, Rios Waxing Parlor, and Langston Roach Industries. One boat, one vibe, one love. The Reggae Ride 26.
Your mid-morning just got better. Join Sir Charles for the mid-morning mix and mingle, where good music, real talk, health, and family matters come together, and your voice is heard. Whether you're at work, on the go, or just taking a break, this is the perfect mix to keep you engaged, informed, and entertained. The mid-morning mix and mingle, weekdays, 9 a.m. to 12 noon on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Fresh energy. This is the Net Radio Breakfast Show.
Them papaya coming, them sukuya coming. I see them, they coming. They coming, they coming.
They send obeah man for me, but I'm still going strong. A buck come from Guyana to try and lick me down, but I am blessed.
They send war and out for me. Case going on too long. Me child mother she too for maintenance of me son, but I am blessed.
Any day and any time is a good time right now. My time to shine now. Anytime is a good time now. I love in the way how I'm feeling.
Anytime is a good time right now. My time to shine now. Anytime is a good time now. Now.
They send policeman for me, say me family do wrong. They cut me phone, I couldn't text, so I put it in song that I am blessed.
They saying all kind of thing about me correct going too long. But every year I have me fans winding down in town, cause I am blessed. Come and say anytime is a good time right now. My time to shine now. Anytime is a good time now.
I feeling to take a wine, cause it's anytime is a good time right now. My time to shine now. Anytime is a good time now. Look, they coming, they coming.
Them vampire coming, them sukuya coming. I see them, they coming. They coming, they coming. Them backbiters coming, all the haters coming. I see them, they coming. I work hard for everything you see. They can't take that from me. And I thank the Almighty for my sweet family, cause I am blessed.
Every time I reach in for the top, they try to pull me down, but them can never stop the works of the Father, Son, cause I am blessed. Any day and any time is a good time right now. It's my time to shine now. Anytime is a good time now. I feeling to take a wine.
Come and say anytime is a good time right now. It's my time to shine now. Anytime is a good time now.
See they coming, they coming, they coming, they coming. Hey, look them blacks, they coming.
Just
All
got
them
better.
haters coming.
You're locked into NETT Radio Breakfast Show. Fueling your day with the best music and real talk.
I see them, they coming.
Yeah, we see you coming. They're coming from all over. But you know what? We are blessed. Yeah? Good morning to all you blessed people who are locked on, tuned in. It's a new era, TT Radio, NETT Radio. The heartbeat of the Caribbean, taking you above and beyond. And let me say a very special good morning to the Anthem crew. Those that came in very early, just before 6 o'clock. You start to see the numbers rolling up. And we look at the graph and we see it from all around the globe. Yeah? So good day to you. Those of you that came in along the way, thank you very much for being here. Also much thanks going out to the folks at Gael Caribbean TV. Thank you so much, Gael people, for linking up with us. And all you people on our social media pages. Everybody, you're so important to what we do here at NETT Radio. Just to let you know that when we come off our social media pages closer to 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and then we come off of the Gael feed, well, you can just come across to nettradio.tt.com, nettradio.com, nettradio.tt.com, sorry. And of course, you can listen to us all day and every day, especially as we're going into the weekend. It's a holiday weekend, yeah? All our social media platforms and streaming platforms, we are available at NETT Radio Trinidad. So you put in NETT Radio Trinidad in your browser, you find us. Of course, all your, if you are on TuneIn, Radio Garden, Online Radio Box, Simple Radio, all of those streaming platforms, you can find NETT Radio Trinidad. That way you're able to give your command to your smart devices and Alexa, yeah, Alexa, Siri, play NETT Radio Trinidad, yeah, and you're good to go.
I work hard for it.
Also, don't forget to follow
They can't take.
our WhatsApp channel.
And I thank the Almighty.
All you have to do is go to the updates in your WhatsApp. Those 4 little tabs you see at the bottom of your WhatsApp. Go to updates, search Net Radio Trinidad, and just follow. And you're linked up to the channel. And everything we do, you get updates immediately.
Never stop the works of the Father, Son, cause
One other thing, just to let you know that on our website, you can donate to support the channel. So when you go to netradiott.com,
it's a good time right now.
you see that blue button you're going to see there? Hit that. And of course, you'll be able to donate whatever you can donate to support the channel.
Right now.
I know there's a lot of telling you there, right? Our morning poll, it's up. I mean, given all that you are seeing, all the noise that you're hearing, people are complaining.
All the haters coming.
Do you feel that we here in Trinidad and Tobago, when you're looking across the border,
I see them, they coming.
we're not separating anybody? When you look at it, when you look at present administration, past administration,
Going strong.
those who are looking to try to get into government, do you see anything on the horizon that says that Trinidad and Tobago we're heading in a good direction? Do we have a leadership crisis? Well, if you're saying yes, if we do have a crisis, you vote in one. If you feel we don't have any crisis, you're voting 2, right? And when we come back after the break, we'll tell you how you voted. Stay with us here because this is your breakfast show.
Scandal in Citrus is back in Port of Spain, and yep, we're finally at Queen's Hall for 2 nights only on Saturday the 27th of June at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the usual outlets and online. You can now buy tickets on our website, rsrrproductions.com. We think you'll like it. And at the Queen's Hall box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus. We're at Queen's Hall.
Scandal in Citrus.
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready! Kalan of the Ultimate DJ Shane invite you to the Ride of the Year, Reggae Ride 26.
I met a girl this morning. She was love at first sight.
On Saturday, June 27, on board the Harbour Master, represent your colors with a touch of gold, green, red, and white, featuring DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Kalan, and the Ultimate DJ Shane. Boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at 12 midnight sharp. Tickets are only $250 and are available at all AGAT's Nuts House locations, City Furniture stores nationwide, and online at islandetickets.com. Call or WhatsApp 333-7601 for more information and tickets. Walk with your coolers. No oversized coolers and no glass bottles allowed. The Reggae Ride 26 is proudly sponsored by AGAP's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tocopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Lab Academy, Cafe Barista, Endura Malt, NFM, Rios Waxing Parlor, and Langston Roach Industries. One boat, one vibe, one love. The Reggae Ride 26.
Get ready.
The road to football's biggest stage starts right here on Net Radio and Guile TV. Join us for Inside the Net, the road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights. Every weekday, take a journey through World Cup history, legendary players, unforgettable goals, football's greatest nations, rising stars, iconic stadiums, and the stories behind the beautiful game. From Brazil to Argentina, Germany to France, and every nation chasing football glory. Join us daily at 7:55 a.m. and 11:55 a.m. Don't just watch the World Cup, live the passion. Inside the Net, road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights.
Join us for Net Radio's Color Week Cooler Crew in red, white, and black. On board the luxurious Island Royalty, Saturday, the 15th of August, boarding at 7 p.m. from haircuts, shagaramas. We sail at 8 p.m. sharp. Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite net DJs, Sir Chan, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Duck International, RJ, and Fluffman. You use a big dancer. Come show them use a big Early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby St. James, Bobby's Baccarat, Fats International in Arima, K Square Fashions at C3 Center, West Mall, Eastgate Mall, and all net DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your cooler, bring your crew, and let's celebrate together. Net Radio, Color Week, Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Color Week, on the scene.
Of course, we're back after that break, and of course, the news and the music interlude. We're back on the Breakfast Show this morning, and of course, coming up shortly, we'll be speaking to Anita Haynes-Alleyne, and we'll have an interesting discussion of where she sees the politics at this point. And of course, our poll for this morning: do you believe Trinidad and Tobago is facing a leadership crisis? One, you voted. If you were voting yes, you voted or you texted in the stream number 1, and if you're voting no, you texted number 2, and of course our streaming platform automatically calculates what the results are. So I don't know if you want to bring up the results, Sir Charles, so we can get a sense of where the poll is at this morning. So at this point, 91% of you who have voted this morning said yes, you do think Trinidad and Tobago is facing a leadership crisis, and 9% of you said no, you should be seeing it on your screens. So 91% of you said yes, you do think Trinidad and Tobago is facing a leadership crisis. 9% of you said no, you do not think so. So of course, the vast majority think that we have a problem with leadership. So that's telling.
That's interesting because across all the different platforms, coming together there, even on the WhatsApp and also on the WhatsApp channel, the poll results reflect that same number.
Yeah, that the vast majority are saying they do see us as having a leadership crisis. Yeah, and so of course we will have Anita Haynes weigh in on this issue too. What does she think about leadership in Trinidad and Tobago at this point? But of course, let's not delay. She's already in our waiting room, our green room, as you would say in theater. So next up, we'll be speaking to Anita Haynes-Alleyne. Don't go anywhere. Hi, good morning,
Good
Anita.
morning. How are you?
We are great. How are you?
Good. Very good.
Good.
Yeah.
I wanted to start off this interview, Anita, by actually asking you that. How are you? Because you would have gone through certain challenges post 2025, and Trinidad and Tobago is a small place, so you would have gotten pushback, I assume, from some people on the streets, wherever you are.
No, not in real life,
In real life, also there was nothing like that.
Real life, and I find it interesting. Last year was a full year for me because I was also pregnant and nobody knew except my family, and so that we had you going through this, and everybody within my family was a little bit on edge because it was very vitriolic online, like it was horrible. So people assumed that it meant it would translate into real life, but I would go everywhere and maybe I'll get a couple of looks, but by and large, the persons that came up to me and spoke to me were persons who agreed with the decisions that I made. If they disagreed, they didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. They just pass you straight.
But yeah.
A serious face.
Yes. And I'm okay with that.
Because sometimes the politics get so toxic.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing it play out in Parliament.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were taken aback to that Parliament had descended from both sides into such a verbal confrontation that seemed to almost want to come physical by, rush me now, or rush me, or meet me outside, those kinds of words. And we on this program were saying, but what kind of template are you sending in terms of conflict resolution to the society at large, where we already know we have a problem with conflict resolution, even in schools?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just becoming, I don't know what is reflecting what, if our society is reflecting the politics, if our politics is reflecting the society. But that situation is really what prompted me to say something now. Aside from the politicians acting the way that they are, I put myself in the shoes of the technician that you got up this morning and you went to work doing your job, and you have persons in positions of power, real power, not assumed power, real power in this country, coming up to you to take a photo, and whether you say it's intimidation or not or whatnot, you didn't sign up for that. You signed up to go to work, and I was just so horrified. I mean, I really, right now, at this space in my life, I had promised myself and I promised my family that I'm going to take some time away from the public engagement of service. So I still do various types of mentorship. I still take on events and whatnot, but a kind of public facing back and forth. And when that happened, I was like, I really can't just sit idly by and let that, because I really needed in the minds of the population that is what happened was so unacceptable that we really all need to say something, because we all go to work. Can you imagine in your place of work where somebody with authority comes up to you and is in full view of everybody. So what happens privately? I mean, it's probably very scary.
Yeah, it was a little bizarre, and we were like, what the hell is going on? And which takes me, before we move on any further, which takes me to our poll question this morning, and of course you would have seen it. Does Trinidad and Tobago have a leadership crisis? And I don't know what your take is. And of course, the vast majority of our voters on all of our various platforms said yes, they do think we have a leadership crisis. What's your take?
I mean, yes, because and the poll doesn't surprise me, because if we've been following our election numbers in the recent past, you see that most people are really starting to absent themselves from the system, because the United National Congress won the election. And they won a good number of seats, but they didn't win an increased number of votes necessarily. Is that persons removed themselves from the system because they felt like perhaps things should be different. And so the polls does not surprise me. I think, and I've been saying this is years in the making now, that we have been on a slippery slope in terms of trust. How do we engage with our political landscape? How politicians framing public policy and the narratives that are put forward to the public, and it has gotten increasingly more toxic, and it has gotten to a point where I think people are so disillusioned, so unimpressed, that it's difficult to pay attention. You don't want to tune into Parliament. I mean, by and large, I didn't expect more. When I sat as a parliamentarian, that's why I was very careful always to put clips on. I mean, you're aware of the attention span, and you're aware that people don't want to sit down there to watch 45 minutes of the debate. But at the very least, the parts that you want to tune into, you really don't want to tune into people bawling across the floor and a constant every week is some new meltdown. It really is not. I understand why people and I agree that there is a leadership crisis because, you know, when you look on at the parliamentary debates and stuff, you're supposed to set an example for society. You're supposed to set an example for young people. It's supposed to be statesmen and stateswomen. You're supposed to look on and say, okay, all right. Perhaps the worst thing you're supposed to say is that it was boring, but certainly not embarrassing. You know?
Well, you were a former public relations officer for the UNC at one time in your political past.
Correct.
What kind of messaging is coming out of the UNC at this point? Because of course they say big bad UNC. That's part of their mantra, big bad UNC. They have obviously patterned themselves after the Trump administration in terms of the attitude and some of the policy positions they have taken, and certainly the stance that they take from a PR perspective kind of mirrors the MO of the Trump administration in many ways. I don't know if you agree or disagree with that, but you can tell me. But certainly the messaging has changed in terms of this version of the UNC. As a former PRO, what you think they're doing right, what you think they're doing wrong, and am I wrong in how I assessed it, or do you think I'm right?
Well, I want to say I'm glad that you recognized that the messaging has changed. So that is because I did exist as a public relations officer for the United National Congress, and you know, at that time, that's the pre-2020 version of the UNC. The hope was that you would build a platform where persons could engage. I mean, my mantra in terms of when creating communication systems was that you really wanted to give persons something to vote for, a motivating factor. So I really tried to minimize negative messaging because it wasn't about the opponent. It was really about building our value system and presenting something that would motivate the public to come to you. And that has changed. And it has been changing for quite some time. So therefore, yes, I have recognized the change I did while I was there. And internally, I would have attempted to have discussions, you know, share my discomfort. Now, when you're in an organization, what you can do is you can attempt to influence the way things are going. And once you reach a crossroads where you disagree, for me, it meant that I had to leave. I could not stay and participate with not just the narratives that are coming out, but the policy that underpins this communication strategy, which isn't necessarily to bring people to you. What it appears to me is that it is at the time pre-2025, and then I'll tell you what I've seen since government. But certainly pre-2025, it was to make sure there was so much discontent that you won by default, that people were so fed up and harassed by what existed, that it's not that they were paying attention to what you were going to bring to the table. It was more like anything would be better. And there is an inherent disservice to the nation when you undermine key institutions. And I had said that then, that once you win the election, because the goal was to win the election, once you win the election, what you have done is put yourself in a really untenable situation, because you create, so you're not going to go from the mistrust that you had before to all of a sudden we believe in these institutions and whatnot. And so you get to see kind of what we're seeing now. And so yes, there is this constant, there was and continues to be in my mind, attacks on institutions, attacks on the media, and a kind of undoing of the things that held us together as a function in society. And now, as a government, the communication strategy isn't one of government. It is still one of a political party that is campaigning, and not campaigning to say why me, but campaigning to say why not them. And so you find that the society hasn't settled post-election, that there isn't a sense that, okay, we are moving forward. I feel that the nation seems stuck, that we are still in a kind of political battle mode, and that is unhealthy for us as a society because we're not moving
Well, I
forward.
hear you. I hear you and all of that, but zoning in on the messaging of the prime minister, and I know sometimes we have the debate here: is it her or is it somebody writing these press releases? I mean, they write it on her behalf, so she has to take ownership of it. But is she actually writing it? Because a lot of the messaging is so lacking in empathy. It seems that's the trajectory now. I mean, within the first couple of months in office, thousands of people were put on the breadline in terms of contracts, which, as far as I'm aware, has never happened historically in politics before, that so many people were fired by a political party coming into power. Of course, they attempted to justify it and said they were reorganizing and stuff, but there seems to be a substantial amount of unemployment from that group in terms of moving forward a year plus later. Does the current attitude of the prime minister, whether her words or not, but let's say her words because she takes ownership of it, does that current stance of how belligerent and combative that she comes across, is that what you've always known of her? Because you would have been in the belly of the beast, so to speak. So is that her usual personality that we're now seeing, or is this some new curated version?
I'll answer your question directly, but I just want to raise one point first, which is where, because we are asked to judge, the nation is asked to judge the prime minister based on press releases, that these questions can come up. And so I just want to also add my voice to the fact that you really, as the head of the nation, you really do need to, the head of the government, you do need to face the press and one-on-one so that people could gauge your reaction, your facial expressions, your tone. Those things are also important, and that absence is part of the reason, because you are reading tweets, press releases, Facebook posts, and anybody, as you rightfully pointed out, anybody could be writing it. You do take ownership of it, but anybody could be writing it, and again, I think that also adds to the discomfort. To answer your question, I've seen an evolution over time, and all politicians, we are all human beings, and you react to certain things, you respond to certain things the way things pan out. And I think 2 election defeats assisted in creating the version that we see now, which I assume, I would hesitate to speak on behalf of somebody, but I assume from what I've seen and what I'm looking on at, that what we're seeing now is a person who has decided this is the type of politics that works for me. Whether or not it works for the country, I don't think that is factoring in. I think it works. She believes perhaps that it is what got her to the prime ministership again, and therefore that is what we'll see cemented as the type of style.
Does that surprise you?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't, because there are a number of reasons people get into public life, and a lot of them have existed within the public space much longer than I have, and so therefore you see a number of different versions. But what you are seeing now is, I think, you've won the election, you are in charge, and that rhetoric existed before. It just wasn't directed at the nation. It was certainly directed to those of us who participated in the internal elections. So this idea of, if you disagree, the question of being purged, of traitors, of being removed. I mean, we lived through that 2 years ago. So I personally, I didn't think the nation should have been surprised that that's what you're seeing now, because prior to 2025, the Prime Minister told the population, then as opposition leader, that dissent would not be tolerated. So I don't know why anybody's surprised.
So is it then that the Prime Minister has surrounded herself, and as I say, you in the belly of the beast, so you are kind of best able to answer this. Is it that she's now surrounded herself with yes men? And that's one. Or two, is it that there are people who may disagree with the kind of messaging because they must realize from whatever sort of internal polling that they're doing that even UNC supporters are dissatisfied, at least some UNC supporters are dissatisfied with some of the decisions that have been made that have obviously affected them, because, you know, they always say all politics is local. So once I'm being personally affected, I'm even more engaged, yes, either against or for. Is it that she has now surrounded herself with yes men and yes women, or is there some level of intelligent rebuttal that can engage with her in terms of strategy meetings? I don't know if you were able to answer that. And if there is dissent, do you think that you will see any resignations from this current government in the not too distant future?
So with respect to, the Prime Minister has time and time again made it very clear that the priority that is given for service within her space is loyalty. She made that very clear. And I mean, we can extrapolate loyalty, I think, in this case to mean yes men. So the Prime Minister said that the priority is loyalty, and that she's also said on political platforms in the past that what you need is, what you're looking for are persons who prioritize the needs of the party versus the needs of the country. So party over country is something that she said publicly. So these are not words that I'm putting in her mouth. These are things that have been said publicly. And therefore, what you are seeing now is that if you exist within the system, and especially coming from an electoral win and a significant electoral victory, that would have cemented that leadership style, because then now you cannot therefore argue if you are within the ranks, if you are still there, you cannot argue that it is not something that works, because she will hold up the electoral victory and let you know that this tells you you're wrong. And so I think that everybody that exists there will be well aware or reminded that it is this leadership style, in her opinion, that got them into the position that they're in, and in government now. And therefore, I think it will just continue along. So the room for dissent, because if dissent or disagreement or intellectual discourse in terms of the way to go forward was frowned upon in opposition, I can't see it being elevated in government.
But surely, Ms. Haynes, that after you would have worked so hard, you've been in the trenches almost 10 years, getting into power and making some of the radical changes. Even when the mandate may make you feel the strong man in the room, you would have to recognize that, you know, how the politics plays off in Trinidad and Tobago, that it can shift. So is it that they are in a position right now where the leadership feels that what they are doing would be able to take them into another general election and win, or if they are in it just for this particular period alone?
Well, I mean, I want to assume they are banking on the short memory of the public. So maybe, you know, the first 2 years are the most bitter pill to swallow. I mean, I think I see the slogan is promising a different future. So maybe it's that. I also think that, and again, now this is an assumption by me, that Mrs. Persad-Bissessar may be calculating that she may or may not run in 2030. So it's not, I mean, it may be an irrelevant question to her. So, as for others, I can't.
Yeah,
I
because
can't see how we do it.
I was actually thinking, even though to her, because okay, this might be, you see leadership when it reaches a certain age, I don't really care about anybody else. I can say what I want, I can do what I want. But surely there are other persons who would have put their all into getting the party, but not just a person. And they too would probably not want to be in it just for one term. They would be trying to be there for as long as possible. What does that say to those individuals? Is it that they are maybe persons like that and they are just staying quiet, or the inner circle is just too powerful for them?
I would think so, because, like I said, it is no secret that any difference of opinion is tolerated within the rank and file of the party. I mean, they've made it clear privately, they've made it clear publicly. So I don't think I mean, they may disagree with it now because it's not a thing that you say out loud, but they've shown that that's where it goes. And so I think that persons who are in the space now, and I mean, you see it, right? You see it. You see the chorus of press releases when they feel like they need to show agreement, and so everybody sends out a congratulatory message or a "you're right" message. You see, and I mean, I come from a communication space, so I understand message discipline, but there's a difference between message discipline and that, right? The chorus or the press release tsunami that you get sometimes from every member of the government, local government, everybody, saying that you agree and whatnot. And all of that, I mean, the psychology behind it is not necessarily that they convince us as a population, because the population and reading all of that, is that you remind them that these are the things you have to do to remain in favor.
Yeah. So that you're united. You have a united front, literally.
As you type out the press release, know your place, remember, know your place. So,
you didn't answer my question about whether you think any resignations would happen. You don't think so, though?
I mean, not right now. I think as Sir Charles pointed out, that there may be persons there who hope for a longer political future than just 5 years. And so maybe at year 3, you might see year 3, 3.5, 4, you might see something. What? Maybe. I mean, I'll touch base with you closer to the time. But no, right now, no, not right now.
But you know what is interesting about this government too is that a lot of the ministers, the prime minister is inaccessible to the media. We know this, and of course she's get some pushback from that. But a lot of the ministers are also not accessible. I mean, some speak, but quite a lot of them are inaccessible to the media. Unlike the last government, where you still got ministers talking, not all, but you've still got some rotating around media houses. But this current administration, it almost seems as if there's a blanket of don't interface with the media too much, or you have to go through some approval process. I don't know. I mean, I can't tell, but certainly we have found it much more difficult to get access. We get access to some, I mean, who have spoken with us in terms of this program. I mean, Minister Tanku came on and did speak with us for an extended period of time. We've had Minister Amin, Minister Sarat Singh,
right,
and the other, and one more. I can't remember. One more. We've had some, to be fair to us,
right,
but we still find that it's a little difficult. Would that be a kind of policy direction or strategy direction?
It may be. It may also be a discomfort by some persons who are just really not comfortable with media relations, and it can also. And I also think you can't have you are seeing, as you mentioned, the rhetoric that mimics the Trump administration. You are seeing, and I think even in the most recent tweets and Facebook posts, there is a very combative engagement with the press. And maybe right now one media house is being targeted, but I mean, people, after you finish with one, others will come. That's just the way it goes. And so you can't have that kind of posturing and then casually go on to the morning show the following day. So I think it's all part of what you are presenting, so that
Ms. Lynch, I just want to find out from you, because I mean, I wouldn't want to let you go until unless I ask this question. I mean, life has changed, a lot has happened, and now we have this statement coming out from you, and a couple of days ago in the media and stuff. Any plans of you getting back into active politics at this point in time?
Right now, no. Right this minute, no. Like I said, what prompted that release is that I did not want. You see, for me, service and active politics they aren't the same thing, right? And so I have a platform. I have a particular communication style that reaches a number of people in the way that I break issues down, and therefore I didn't want to. While I'm not in active politics, I'm not particularly interested in active politics at this time, because, like I told you, I mean, I do have a young baby, and life is seasons, and I'm hoping this is a quieter season for me, and I'm very much interested in public policy. I'm very much interested in the issues of governance, but the public-facing aspect. I mean, I agreed to do this interview because Power 1 and 2 has a close space to me, and I've always, when I first came onto the scene, this was this breakfast show really helped me build that platform as well. And so I remember those things. I agreed to do the interview, but to say get it up different mornings and doing the press circuit and whatnot, it really isn't. It is not my season for that right now. But when an issue is pressing, when I feel like certain things require my voice for people to really get the gravity of it, I will do that.
With all that you're seeing in the political landscape, do you see any hope for change coming anywhere? I mean, we know the fight between government and opposition, smaller parties. What do you see coming forward for Trinidad?
I am an eternal optimist. I think you have to believe our systems, and I've always said that, are made of people. I am seeing online, in person, more voices rising up. So persons who usually would say, "Oh, politics don't affect me," that is them, this is us, are realizing that politics does affect you. It really does. It always does. You maybe in the past were able to ignore it, but now, in a perpetual case of state of emergency, and the way you're seeing things play out, a lot of people are realizing that sitting on the sidelines is not the way to go. So I do believe there's hope. I am seeing I'm seeing a lot more interest, a lot more vigor, and a lot of new people coming into different spaces of advocacy, wherever they may find themselves, and I think that is giving me hope. I will make a return actively at some point in time, but right now I also want to give space for other voices to come forward too, and then we go from there and work together. But also we have to get back to our space. We have to get to our space in Trinidad and Tobago, where government is about consensus building and bringing different people together, and then getting those persons who are interested in national development into a space where you can work for national development. And then this constant, we do have a two-party political system. We do have two major political parties, and yes, all of that exists. But the type of leadership that will emerge before the 2030 general election needs to be one of consensus building that can take us forward. And I will certainly lend all of my skill set to building that sort of thing ahead of 2030 because it is very important.
I know we're close to ending of the interview, but I wanted to ask you, Anita, the issue of the media. And I remember on the platform leading up to the election, there was at one point at which the Prime Minister said and was critical of the media or certain sections of the media and said, "We come in for all you," a version of that. She said something along that line. And now you're seeing it kind of playing out in a particular way that's concerning. Do you think there, in your opinion, there is a reason for the Fourth Estate, meaning the media, to be concerned about or worried about the potential actions of this administration?
Concerned, I would say yes, but I would say more prepared. I would use the word prepared. Because like I said before earlier in this interview, everything that you're seeing played out right now, it was not kept a secret, right? She told everybody what was coming. And to be fair to her, people may have thought it was gun talk and political platform rhetoric.
Yeah.
It wasn't. So I would say prepared, as I was prepared for the consequences of my speaking out internally, and I am prepared now for what will come because I'm now speaking out externally. We have to be prepared, but that being said, in a democratic society, which we still exist as now, you say what you have to say and do what you need to do, But yes, I do believe the media should be prepared.
And one other question before we go.
Yes.
The issue of because you're a student of politics and government and politics and STEM, I know that was one of your things in university.
Yes.
What do you think of our reformatted relationship? I kind of try to phrase it in a particular way. Reformatted relationship or reset relationship, almost inverted commas, with CARICOM, and because that's also facing part of the combativeness of this government. What's your take on that before we end up the interview?
I mean, I am writing a piece on that because regional politics is near and dear to my heart, and what I am seeing played out again, it's coming across like it's a scores to be settled, and a regional discomfort now when we really need a unified CARICOM. We need a strengthened, empowered CARICOM to hold our space on a really rapidly changing international dynamic. Is not the place to be. But again, she did say, I at some point in time I thought we were going to remove CARICOM affairs from the Foreign Affairs Ministry, from the name, because of the way things are playing out. But the posturing is not good for us. It can be repaired, I think, because most of CARICOM is aware that it isn't a Trinidad and Tobago policy. It's a policy of just this government, and so I get the sense from our regional partners that they're just kind of waiting this out. But it isn't that sense of discord and isolation within our own regional space is not good for us. It's really not. Isn't.
Trinidad and Tobago created. Trinidad and Tobago will fix it.
Well, yes.
Anita, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We have a totally new platform now, But
yes.
Yes.
But I've been kind of out of, I pay attention, but
that's all right. We know where we come from.
Yes. Yeah.
And we'd like to talk to you again because it's interesting because you're so seasoned in politics and you understand politics from an academic point of view.
Yeah.
It's interesting to have that conversation with you on the issues as they play out.
Yes, well, no problem. I will be here, and I'm happy to take the interview. Because again, too, that's the other thing. We're seeing the press and whatnot, but you're also seeing political intellectuals, the persons who are really supposed to hold a neutral space in this thing, carry party messaging, and that is very infuriating to me.
I found that. I found that. As you brought that up, Anita, I found that really concerning. That it is so obviously along the lines that I'm like, wow, it's
at this point, stitchy logo onto your suit because it's just so
it's not masked at all.
Correct. So that's also part of the reason. I mean, I know what will come, right? I expect the sour grapes and all whatever, and that those things don't affect me because the audience that I am attempting to reach, I know sees beyond that. But it really, like I said, a lot of the things that hold our society together are being frayed because what is required now to be successful in Trinidad, or not even necessarily to be successful, but just to make it to go by, is this kind of absolute loyalty and support. And if you do not support, you are an enemy. And if you're an enemy, you're on the outside. And I mean, we can't exist like that. And I really don't think. I think that should really remain in the minds of the public.
I'm sorry again. One more question. Yeah. In terms of the governance over the last year and year plus, what have they done right? In your opinion, now they do have some boasting rights because Moody's has upgraded us to stable. That's boasting rights.
Well,
but that's some level of boasting rights. But what do you think is positive in terms of what they're doing, if anything at all, in terms of your opinion?
Let me think. In terms of positives, well, I can say that in terms of, so this one, on one hand, they have kept certain election promises, certain things that they had as big ticket election items, for example, the gas prices and certain things. And in one regard, that is a positive because it's important to keep some of the promises or the promises you've made on the election platform. I mean, the difficulty I have with that is, again, there are certain things I disagreed with in terms of long-term impact, long-term financial impact to the country and whatnot. But I mean, that is, you ran on a certain ticket, you do have to kind of keep certain promises. I will give it some more thought. Honestly, nothing really stands out to me. And again, this is not coming from, I don't want to, nothing really stands out to me. And I think it's about,
Okay.
Yes. All right. Have a great one.
One more. I don't have another one more, Sir Charles.
Thank you very much. Everybody fought one more. But thank you so much.
It's been a long time since I've been out, so I think I understand. It's fine. I don't have a problem. All right, then. Well, you'll have a great one. All right.
All right, thanks so much, Anita Haynes-Alleyne. Of course, that was our guest for this morning. Former PRO of the UNC, and of course, we know she has a history of the UNC, and she was deselected for Tabaquite, and Sean Sobers took her seat, and well, of course, he's now the Minister of Foreign Affairs and CARICOM, Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. So, but yeah, so thank you to Anita for joining us this morning. Of course, well, 8 o'clock news is pretty late, but yeah, well, it's our show, so we can do what we want. So, 8 o'clock news is next at 8:10.
The news you need, the clarity you deserve. Local, regional, global. This is Net Radio News Now.
This is News Now on Net Radio and Guile TV. I am Derek McMillan. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister Kamla Prasad Bisesar has alleged that NETT maintained a secret, protected list of individuals and entities whose electricity supply could not be disconnected for non-payment. Speaking in Parliament, the Prime Minister said the issue surfaced during government's review of matters involving Flavor Right Foods Limited, chaired by former PNM Treasurer Andre Monteil. She claimed the company was among those placed on the list, which allegedly prevented disconnection despite outstanding bills. Prasad Bisesar further alleged that several current and former PNM officials, including former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley and opposition leader Penelope Beckles, appeared on the list, along with contractors linked to the construction of Balazir House. She said government was dissatisfied with explanations surrounding the arrangement and intends to conduct further investigations into the matter. Meanwhile, former Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has denied claims by Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bisesar that he and his wife were on a secret NETT list that protected certain customers from having their electricity disconnected for non-payment. The allegation was made during the mid-year budget review, where the Prime Minister said several former PNM officials were included on the list. In a social media post, Rowley said he was unaware of any such arrangement and insisted that he and his wife pay their electricity bills when due. He also stated that he never requested or received special treatment from TANTEC. Government says investigations into the alleged list will continue. The opposition PNM staged a walkout from Parliament on Monday night during debate on the mid-year budget review, protesting what it described as Public Utilities Minister Barry Paterath's reprehensible treatment of a parliamentary staff member. In a statement, the opposition accused Paterath of intimidating a parliamentary officer after allegedly leaving his seat during Friday's Standing Finance Committee proceedings and photographing the employee. The PNM said parliamentary staff must be allowed to perform their duties free from harassment or political pressure. The party also called on Prime Minister Kamla Persad Bisesar to remove Paterath as leader of government business and urged any MP who may have experienced intimidation or bullying to come forward. The PNM said its walkout was a stand against what it described as intimidation, abuse of authority, and conduct that brings Parliament into disrepute. The Tobago House of Assembly says it is satisfied with the funding received in the mid-year budget review, including $79 million for teachers' arrears and $15 million for the new Scarborough Secondary School. Finance Secretary Pedelan Roberts said the school funding will support pre-construction work such as designs, surveys, and environmental assessments, with major construction expected to begin after additional allocations in fiscal 2027. Roberts said the THA received most of the funding it requested and noted that releasing the full amount for the school at this stage would not be practical given procurement timelines for a project of that scale. The relocation of Scarborough Secondary remains a priority as coastal erosion continues to threaten the current site. Parents have long raised concerns about deteriorating conditions, including mold-affected classrooms and extreme heat, and are urging authorities to move quickly on the long-promised project. Businesswoman Farida Balgobin has been granted $650,000 bail, while her son Joshua Benny was granted $400,000 bail on charges linked to the alleged abuse of a domestic worker. The pair appeared virtually before a master of the High Court alongside co-accused Rohit Sitahal, who had previously secured $400,000 bail. All three are accused in connection with allegations made by 42-year-old Sabita Bastillo, who claims she was abused and held against her will between 2019 and 2026. As part of their bail conditions, the accused have been ordered to have no contact with the alleged victim, stay away from her, report to a police station twice weekly, and remain at their stated addresses. The matter is scheduled for a sufficiency hearing on January 7th. Finally, the FBI says it has foiled an alleged terror plot targeting Sunday's UFC event at the White House and arrested 5 men across 4 states. According to U.S. prosecutors, the suspects plan to use explosive-laden drones to attack nearby buildings, create panic among spectators, and then target high-profile attendees, including politicians and business leaders. Court documents claim the group also discussed sniper positions, attacking infrastructure, and sparking what they described as a revolution. The investigation began after the mother of one suspect alerted authorities about his firearms purchases and online activity. Prosecutors say the group communicated through TikTok and the encrypted app Signal. The 5 men have been charged with conspiracy to commit murder. FBI Director Kash Patel said the alleged attacks were stopped before they could be carried out. And that is Net Radio News at this time.
That was news now. Stay informed with New Era TT Radio. Net Radio.
Welcome to Inside the Net on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio. Our daily insights as we count down the journey to FIFA World Cup 2026. Here is today's insight.
For many nations, qualifying for the FIFA World Cup is the ultimate dream. For Trinidad and Tobago, that dream became reality in 2006. A small Caribbean nation, a population of just over 1 million, and a football team that refused to believe size should define ambition. Against all odds, Trinidad and Tobago qualified as FIFA World Cup in Germany. It was a moment of pride, unity, and history for the entire Caribbean region. Led by determination, discipline, and belief, the team stepped onto football's biggest stage. Facing some of the strongest nations in world football, including England, Sweden, and Paraguay. While results did not always go their way, the achievement of reaching the tournament remains unforgettable. For the players, it was the pinnacle of their careers. For the fans, it was a moment of national celebration. And for the Caribbean, it was proof that dreams can become reality. As FIFA World Cup 2026 approaches, Trinidad and Tobago's 2006 journey remains a reminder. That passion can overcome limitation, and belief can carry a nation further than expectation. This has been Inside the Net, Road to FIFA World Cup 2026 Insights. Join us again for another World Cup Insight as we continue the journey to football's biggest stage.
You've been listening to Inside the Net as we count down the journey to FIFA World Cup 2026 on New Era TT Radio, Net Radio.
Enjoy great music all night long from your favorite net DJs, Sir Chad, CJ, Mr. Flavor, Duck International, RJ, and Flockman. Early bird tickets are just $200 after $250. Get your tickets now at Crosby St. James, Bobby's Bakery, Fast International in Arima, K Square Fashion at C3 Center, West Mall, Eastgate Mall, and all net DJs. No glass bottles allowed. Bring your cooler, bring your crew, and let's celebrate together. Net Radio, Color Week, Cooler Crew, Saturday, August the 15th, aboard the Island Royalty. For information, call 638-2609 or 497-7173. Color Week, on the scene.
Advertise with us on New Era TT Radio, the fastest growing streaming platform for talk in Trinidad and Tobago. Audio and video ads welcome. Elevate your brand with us. Connect with us at newerattradio@yahoo.com or call us at 299-5156. Now what are you waiting for?
Trinidad and Tobago, get ready! Helan of the Ultimate DJ Shane invite you to the Ride of the Year, Reggae Ride 26.
I met a girl this morning. She was love at first sight.
On Saturday, June 27th, on board the Harbor Master, represent your colors with a touch of gold, green, red, and white, featuring DJ Damien, Ever Slick, DJ Junior, Gaylan, and the ultimate DJ Shane. Boarding 11 p.m. and sailing at 12 midnight sharp. Tickets are only $250 and are available at all AGAT's Nuts House locations, City Furniture stores nationwide, and online at islandetickets.com. Call or WhatsApp 333-7601 for more information and tickets. Walk with your coolers. No oversized coolers and no glass bottles allowed. The Reggae Ride 26 is proudly sponsored by AGAP's Nuts House, City Furniture, Tocopia Hotel and Lounge, Cricket Lab Academy, Cafe Barista, Endura Malt, NFM, Rio's Waxing Parlor, and Langston Roach Industries. One boat, one vibe, one love. The Reggae Ride 26.
Are you taking care of your sexual health and overall well-being? At Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, we believe your confidence, wellness, and intimacy matter. Visit us at our convenient locations: 10 Carmody Street, St. Augustine, Edinburgh, Chaguanas, Shops of Daybay, 95 Circular Road, Vistabella, Docks Ranch Light Pole 51, SS Aaron Road, Penal, and Metro Hotel, Suite 1, Number 2 Knoll Street North, Couva. From relaxing massage services to professional guidance on sexual wellness, we are here to support you every step of the way. Consult with renowned sexologist, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, for expert advice tailored to your needs. Take the first step toward a healthier, more confident you. Call 285-9739 or 645-4543 to book your appointment today. Total Image and Dr. Raj Adult Boutique, where wellness meets confidence.
Scandal in Citrus is back in Port of Spain, and yep, we're finally at Queen's Hall for 2 nights only on Saturday the 27th of June at 8:30 p.m. and Sunday the 28th at 6:30 p.m. Tickets available at the usual outlets and online. You can now buy tickets on our website, rsrrproductions.com. We think you'll like it. And at the Queen's Hall box office, 12 noon to 6 p.m. daily. Scandal in Citrus. We're at Queen's Hall.
Scandal in Citrus.
All right, so a lot of scandal is taking place. Scandal in Citrus. That's coming up at the end of the month, so that is something for you to look forward to. Okay, well, interesting conversations that we had a little while with Anita Haynes-Alleyne. I really want to thank Ms. Haynes-Alleyne for coming on their platform and talking with us to share her views as to we really do have a leadership crisis in this place. We really do. All right, Richard will join us in a little bit, people. Everybody has some stuff to do today. So yeah, he will rejoin us in a short. And a couple of things that we have to do. We have our Father's Day pop-up promotion where we invite you to do part of our jingle, or, well, we realized that the jingle was giving some people some trouble. So we give you the opportunity just to tell us about your dad. So we will get to that in a little bit. But I want to play something for you that just came to mind because, we were wondering what was happening with Kia City. Remember, she was due to land in Trinidad and Tobago this morning at around 1:30. So I'm seeing something online, and let me give you I don't know if this is her attorney or if this is a family member, but I saw it on courtesy of CNC3. So we make a little borrow this morning, right? So let's play this for you.
It's just after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And some people expected her to get on this flight this morning.
Well, she did. She arrived, and although we were given assurances by the prosecution that she would be able to go and get medical treatment and then proceed to the Tunapuna police station, she has in fact been arrested.
At this time, do you know where she is?
Well, I've been told they're taking her to Ruka because that is the apparently where the best facilities are for her right now.
Now, just to make sure, you know that Kyle was in a wheelchair. Do you know whether or not Kyle was handcuffed at this time?
I have no information about that because she would have been detained in the back of the airport, yeah. But her mother said that the police were very amicable. It wasn't a aggravated situation, right? So, yeah. Oh.
In terms of what was the next move?
Well, the next move is for her to appear before court. Yeah. Yeah. Are you all?
All right, so she has landed in Trinidad and Tobago, and she has been taken into custody by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. So she's now arrested, and the charges will be laid against her. I can't go into what those charges are until we see officially what the police will be charging her for. I mean, we saw a release a while back, a couple of weeks ago, but I don't think that was an official police release, but I don't want to chance it to see what those charges will be. So we'll wait and see. That was her attorney there, talking with the folks on CNC3, giving them a little update as to what's happening. They say that she said that some assurances that were given for her getting medical care and stuff there, well, they have taken her into custody, and she's probably been held at a Ruka, where she said they would probably have the best facilities there for somebody in a situation like that. But I'm sure by sometime today, early this morning, she will most likely appear before a magistrate, and then they will go through the whole thing of bail and all the other things that go along with it. I'm not too familiar. I'm sorry Richard is not here at this point in time to give us a little better idea as to what the process will be. But I'm sure by sometime throughout the day, we will get that information. Yeah, and as we get that information, we'll also be bringing that information to you guys. So stay with us on NETT, right? And that is Attorney Fayola Sandy. And yes, yeah, and there's going to be a virtual court held with that situation. So we wait, and as information comes to hand, we will be bringing it to you. All right, so it's time for our Father's Day proper promotion, and this is where you get your name in the box. We have a few names already, so we are looking for a few more to be part of our Father's Day giveaway. Now, this giveaway is taking place tomorrow. We are not collecting any names tomorrow. So if you do not call now to get your name in the box, the pop-up hat, if you want to call it that, well, yeah, that sounds better than the box, right? You will not be able to have a chance at winning one of these fantastic prizes that we have. You know, we just accumulating along the way, but we have accumulated some stuff, and what you need to do is call us at 281-1315 or 299-5156. Remember, we have the breakfast show jingle. If you were learning it, you can still sing it, right? Get up, the breakfast show is here. It's time to celebrate. All right, I know this guy remember the whole thing. So yeah, if you were practicing that, you can sing that. Or guess what? It's Father's Day. We want to make it easy for you. Don't want to make it too difficult. And so you could also just tell us about, you know, your dad or something about him, and get your name in the box. I'll tell you what you could win tomorrow. Caller, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am well. You're calling for the Father's Day giveaway?
Yes, I am.
All right. What's your name?
My name is Jillian.
Jillian?
Jillian.
Jillian?
Yeah, Jillian.
Oh, okay. No problem.
Right.
All right.
I did not learn the jingle.
That is okay. But you can do whatever you want. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to speak about my amazing daddy. Well, my dad is very, very loving. He's always been like a disciplinarian, but on top of that, he is very loving, very caring. And I am in my 30s, and my dad, I guess, still sees me like I am his little child. So, like, anything is wrong with my vehicle or anything like that, he comes on the road and he gets the vehicle and he takes it to the mechanic. And that's just one example. I also remember when I just started university, he paid for an apartment for me, and I was a little bit timid to stay in this apartment by myself, even though I had roommates. So I would want to come home after university, travel home. And I remember one time I did try to spend the night in the apartment, and around midnight I was crying to come home. And my dad came and he got me and brought me home. So, I mean, you know, he's just an amazing, amazing daddy. That's just some examples. I love him very much, and he treats me as a special prize, you know?
Yes.
So he's an amazing dad, and I just want to wish him a happy Father's Day early in advance, and may God continue to keep him in good health and strength, and maybe continue to just be an amazing daddy. Yeah.
All right, Jillian, that was a fantastic story. Thank you very much. All right, and so Jillian goes into the pop-up box, and Jillian will have a chance like everybody else tomorrow when we do that final draw. So if you want to be part of our Father's Day promotion and you want to have an opportunity to win one of the fantastic prizes, you know we're going to put them together as in first, second, and third, right? And of course, you, the audience, you know, are the ones that normally choose the persons who will win one of these prizes. So let me say good morning to the folks who are sponsoring this segment. So I want to say a very special good morning to the folks out there at Rodco. Now, remember, Rodco, you can relax, renew, and rejuvenate with Rodco Home Essentials. They have quality handmade organic bath, body, and spa products, and they smell really well too. Oh my gosh, I fell in love with the Mother's Day session. So you can check them in soy, or you can check them online. Go check out the folks at Rodco. So we have 2 hampers to give away courtesy of Rodco. Then we have the folks coming in from Travel Tours Riri. Yeah, so Travel Tours Riri has come on board, and they are giving away a reef tour package. It is out there in Tobago. So you have to, when you get to Tobago, you can make an arrangement with them, and they will take you on a tour of one of the reefs. So you get to go probably the Bucco Reef, the Island Pool, you know, they go and look at the glass bottom boat, go and stand up in the middle of the sea and on the tabletop, you know, all that. Well, they get in that courtesy of Travel Tours Riri. And right now, guess what? You can let a trained professional plan your next destination and your next adventure. And they are IATT and CLIA accredited. They are Travel Tours Riri, and they are providing world-class services to make your journey by air or sea through the most affordable options, right? And every detail is handled by them, and they're letting you focus on enjoying yourself. So we want to say much thanks to the folks out there at Travel Tours Riri. You can give them a call at 868-769-7714. And for those who are listening internationally, like Captain Ron and the crew, 470-208-7449. That's 470-204-7449. And you think I done? No, I ain't done. We also have tickets courtesy of Movie Town. Movie Town is our friends, and they have 2 locations. They're in Port of Spain, and they're also at C3 Center in San Fernando. So remember, the World Cup is here, and you can catch all of the action live on the big screen at Movie Town. So if you're getting problems to watch the football at home, Movie Town has set up something where you can go down there and you can watch the football, and there's free entry with the purchase of a $30 concession. So if you spend $30 on something, you get to watch the game free. So I suppose if you buy something to eat or drink or whatever is the case, hey, you can watch football, yeah, free, courtesy of Movie Town on the big screen. It doesn't get any better than that. You feel like you're inside the game, right? So hats off to the folks out there at Movie Town for the Movie Town tickets, the folks out there at Travel Tours, Riri, and they are bringing in the Reef Tour. And then you also have now the hampers, courtesy of Rodco Essentials. So you see how much things you guys could win, right? And besides that, you will also be able to win a ticket for Scandal in Cedros, which takes place next weekend. So Daddy, you could win that ticket and give it to your father, or Daddy, you could win it for yourself to go and check out Scandal in Cedros at Queen's Hall, right? And that is not all, people. Yeah. Net Radio, we also have our cruise that is coming up on the 15th of August, and you can also have a ticket for the cruise. So for this one Father's Day promotion, tomorrow we'll be giving away the cruise ticket, the Scandal in Cedros ticket, the Rodco hampers, the Riri tours, yeah, in Tobago, and also the Movie Town tickets. All again in real life. So call me at 2811315-2995156. I'm just looking for a couple more people, and that's why we're not doing no draw tomorrow. We're not doing any, I'm not draw. We're not taking any calls tomorrow for it. We're just doing the giveaway tomorrow because it's Thursday's Father's Day. We want to make sure, we can be free to chat with you guys tomorrow. So you just have a couple more minutes, give us a call, 2811315 or 2995156. You could do the jingle, or you could tell us about your daddy. Or, we know all you love all your fathers. Yeah. I know all children love fathers. They love fathers more than they love mothers, I can see all the mothers now just wondering, what wrong with this man? All right, okay. Well, it's Father's Day, so we have to say that, right? Because we are fathers, right? Children love us more than they love you all. Anyhow, people, yeah, so come on. I need a couple more persons inside. 281131529955156. Get yourself Movie Town tickets. Get yourself Rodco hampers. Get yourself that tour when you go to Tobago and go and check out any one of the reef tours. Scandal in Cedros ticket, and also the Colorway Cruise ticket, all that. I don't know if Wendell might be just come out tomorrow morning and put in a bottle of wine for Father's Day from Rumbox. I already forget to ask him that. But all that is happening. So I have just one more minute of this, and then we're going to go into some other things. So call us now. 281131529955156. Well, I'm telling you, well, they want to win stuff for Father's Day. Mother's Day, we didn't have this problem. Oh my God, let's give Father real trouble, Mother is easy going. Oh, Father, do you have any concert coming up for Father's Day? Nothing. All right, okay, boy, Dad. But one day all that will change, don't worry. One day all that is changing slowly. All right, so let me say thanks to our sponsors, the people out there at Rodco, for the beautiful hampers, the Rodco Home Essentials. Go and check them out, people. And you can go in store, you can check them out online. You can call Rodco, they're out there in Tacarigua, at 775-0365. That is if you want to order your essential hampers for Father's Day. And then we want to say thanks to the folks at Travel Tours Riri out there in Tobago. And if you want to book your stay anywhere in the world, you're coming to Trinidad and Tobago, you want to go anywhere, Travel Tours Riri will help you to get there. And they are IATT and CLIA accredited, so you know you're going with good people. You can call or WhatsApp them at 868, that is the local number, 769-7714. And all you international people who are listening to us from all over, people from Ethiopia and Sweden and Colombia, you can call 470-208-7449. Right? Remember, Travel Tours, re. And then, of course, football is in the air, and there's no better place to spend it than at Move E Town, C3 Center, and also in Port of Spain. You know you're going to have a good time watching the football. So go and check it out. And you can call the folks at Movie Town at 720-1932. So you want to register. All of that in between there.
So all these people could not talk something good about their father. They're so bitter about their fathers. Nobody could have called, because we say you didn't even have to call you didn't even have to sing the jingle. You could have, because some people find the jingles very hard, to master it, and that's fine. But you could have called in and say something about your father to win all them prizes, and all they shut up, or they say, let me call and talk about my father because my father is a beloved part of my life. Only Jolene could have done that. Nobody else. And all the listeners have nothing nice to say about their father.
Well, I have somebody else coming in also. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Charles.
Good morning, Joanne. How are you going?
And Richard and wherever Wendell is, I'm missing him. Anyway, I make up a little thing here.
Let me hear.
I'm from Mount Hope. I think you know who you're talking to.
Very much so.
Joanne from Mount Hope, yes. Our father's love you'll never forget. Man, he does provide for me, and he put a shelter over me head. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, not good enough. We ain't want plenty. Yeah. Thank you very much, Joanne. So Joanne now goes into the box. Yeah.
Joanne, you're getting that box by default, not on skill.
Oh my gosh.
Am I wrong now?
No, you're wrong. You're very wrong. I find John's song very nice. She sung just like Zina last time.
Yeah, I know you are from Live at Lunch, so I know Leba.
Yeah, John's song very good. And so much so that
I know Leba.
And what's your Richard? So much so that you fight to Zina. You don't even want to take part this year. Zina said, not me and Richard on the mouth again. They are not giving Richard.
Wait. We give it a couple more minutes. I cannot believe, I want to move them again. I cannot believe that so many of you all who have fathers that you all have really good relationships with. Because if you have a bad relationship with your father, you might want to call in and say nothing about your father. Because I know some of them have bad relationships with all their fathers. Some. But a lot of you would have really great relationships with your father. You can't think of one good story about your father to call in to win all them prizes, including a ticket Saturday night to Scandal and Citrus in Queen's Hall. The #1 player of 2026.
You understand? Look, somebody coming again here. You're buff like it okay. Miss Sampson, good morning.
Good morning. I now come through the door here. My dad mind 4 of us all by himself. My sister, he mind her from 1 day old. As she was born, my mom just dropped her in daddy lap and disappeared. So my dad was my dad and my mom. So he was working in the oil field. So servants had to take care of us. One to cook, wash, and starch and iron, and one to comb our hair and make sure we have bath and things. So we grew up not having someone to check our homework, You didn't have no mommy that you come from school, you fling the bag in the corner and you go outside and play. So that is how we grew up.
That is your memory of that. No problem.
Yeah, and he passed away at 70.
Thank you very much, Miss Sampson.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
That's all I have to say. Yeah,
Yeah.
bye. Have a good day.
Okay. Yeah. You see, Richard is a good thing. Richard before you.
Yeah, well, that was a kind of roundabout story about her dad. I don't know how to put it, but we put in her in the hat, so to speak.
Yeah. The proverbial hat.
Yeah, in the hat, Miss Sampson, in the hat.
Yeah. So
good. We had such a lovely story about his father yesterday from was it Princess Tom?
Yes, Princess Song did a really well.
Yeah, very good thing about their dad. So nobody has other heartwarming stories about their father. And, about a time that their father did X or Y. I mean, come on.
Right. Caller, good morning.
Hi, good morning, Sir Charles.
Richard, get all this started this morning. I love that.
Good morning. I would just like to say a little poem.
Tell me your name first, sir.
Lavana.
Lavana?
Yes.
Lavana, where you calling from?
I'm calling from Canupia.
All right. Go ahead.
So I want to say happy Father's Day to the man so strong, whose love has guided me all along. With steady hands and a caring heart, you've been my hero from the very start. So I want to wish my dad a very happy Father's Day. He has been a wonderful and amazing dad to me and my brothers, and I want him to know that I love him very much.
Okay, excellent, Laverna. All right. Thank you very much, Laverna. Laverna is inside also. You see how simple the thing is? Richard Way was all the time, but you don't suddenly phone just get real busy. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody else coming in.
Virginia all coming in now. Virginia.
Wait, there's another contest too.
Wait now, you were here already inside?
This is another. Wait, that's
this is the same Father's Day contest.
Oh, it's the same one. Nah, I in the box, man. I in the box. I was going to give a father's memory here, but nah, let somebody else get a chance. But I still rehearsing.
You went in the box. I can't remember you didn't do anything. I can't remember you doing nothing.
But I
then he can't sing sometimes. He sang the jingle.
Richard, Your Honor. Richard, they tell me sing the jingle, the morning jingle, right, with the cartoon, and then they change the rules on me.
Oh, okay. All right, okay, no problem. I remember that. We did. Yeah, we tried. Yeah, okay, no problem. Thanks very much, Richard. Yeah, he said they change the rules on it. Yeah. All right, well, we have enough names. So tomorrow we won't be taking any more names. So only the people we have will be doing the draw tomorrow, right?
Father's Day. So we got some names. We got some names in there. So we'll do the draw tomorrow.
Yeah, so tomorrow we'll do that draw and we'll give away one of all of those things that 3 different persons. And who knows? When I talk to Wendell a little later on, I might very be able to get a rum box something. I don't know how come I didn't forget to ask Wendell to put in something for the rum box. Eh?
His head hot with rum box these days because he had to be the one to get there early. You know?
Well, it looked like it real hot. Get it hotter. All right, but that's it for the giveaway for now, right, people? So we have just like 10 more minutes, so we can take a couple of your calls if you would like to talk on anything. Richard, you saw that PSC was taken into custody, right?
Yeah, I saw the video. Cassidy,
yeah.
That whole incident.
Yeah. So
which has troubled the country for months.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But see how it all plays out in the court system.
Yeah. So most likely today she will appear before
a magistrate. She should appear before a magistrate today, I would think. And we'll see what kind of bail she gets, if she gets bail, what the magistrate will decide.
Right, and what actually those charges will be, that's the next thing too.
Yeah, the actual charges will be, they kind of intimated what it was, at least I saw it last night on news. They went through what the charges would be. I assume those would be the charges, and they did indicate that she was coming in today, and she indicated that she was coming in today that sort of thing. So obviously she's very confident about her innocence, and she's maintained her innocence, and she's prepared to fight for her name before the court system.
That is really good. All right, Ms. Sampson, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. Do you all know how scary it is to be in that child's shoes? I look at a movie, Crooked Cop, and listen now, the hair on my hand raised. You don't know who to trust. Something happened to you, you can't go in the police station. Everybody crooked. Now, if the child had a gun, that shouldn't take 4 months for you to. I can't see how this goes.
Well, Miss Sampson, we don't want to comment on the case at this point because it's sub judice. So let me caution you to stop right there and sip it.
Okay, I guess it gets scary. I just feeling so sad and sorry for her. And I would not like to be in that situation. You all have a good day.
Yeah. It has to be scary that you're coming back into a country and you know you're going to be arrested, and the uncertainty of what is going to happen to you. It has to be scary. And it takes a certain amount of courage to say, no, I'm going to face it because I want to challenge, that I want to enforce that I am innocent.
Yeah, and especially with with what you know or what I've heard about the court system and that sort of thing. For me, that would be a scary thing.
Yeah.
Captain Ron, good morning.
Gentlemen, good people, good morning. I see you guys. I'm just operating.
Yes.
What happened? That call dropped off or what?
Nah, he's still there. Yeah, go ahead, Captain Ron. We're hearing you.
Yeah, I'm praying. Richard, I understand what you said. No comments on the matter because it's coming up, so before the court's down. But I am praying for a victory for her at the end of all of this, and I'm praying that she put a massive lawsuit against the police department for this incompetence. I don't know how to put it in legal terms, but just put get the best lawyers you can. Richard, you could go help her too because I understand you're a good lawyer. And y'all just teach them a lesson. Maybe that will help them get their business straight, the way they do things. Hey guys, have a good one. Listening tomorrow to see who's the winner. Y'all have a good show this morning as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Captain Ron. Yeah. Interesting. Anyhow, we are almost at that point in time.
Anita is a good. Anita Haynes-Alleyne is a good third host.
Yes.
Because she's so versed in the politics and the governance issues and stuff like that. And she's something that she studied in university, in government and politics and stuff like that. So that's why she's so articulate on the subject.
Right.
But it was good interviewing her this morning. It's nice to have her back, a little bit more often to weigh in on some of the issues as they play out. Of course, we're not short of issues playing out.
No, we are not. All right. Well, just as we go, let me just remind people that we have a couple of things coming up, and don't forget the Color Week cruise that we are doing at NETT Radio. We want you all to support the cruise, come out and support the station, so that we can continue to do what we are doing to make sure we provide you with the entertainment and the information that you need. So it's happening on the 15th of August at Hartscott in Chagaramas. It will be on the Island Royalty, and it's a beautiful yacht. And you can come on board. We're boarding at 7 p.m. We'll be sailing at 8 p.m. Tickets are just $200, the early bird tickets. So get your tickets early. Then the tickets will go on sale today. You will be able to get them at the different outlets. So you can go to, if you are in St. James, you can go to Rumbox and also to Crosby's in St. James, to Bobby's Bar in Kirep, and Fats International in Arima, and also at K Squared Fashion. You'll be able to get tickets at West Mall, in C3 Center, and at Eastgate. Or you could just check any one of our DJs at Net Radio and get your tickets and get them early. And we'll also be offering you a shuttle service. Once you get in enough people who need shuttle service, we'll tell you more about it going down the road, where you will be able to send your name and we will put you there. We'll look after you to make sure we get you to and fro safely. So that is the Colorway Cruise, and you get a party with all the Net DJs. You get to meet the presenters, you get to meet the talk show hosts and different people who will be there. And I'm telling you, it's going to be a fantastic time. So, organize to get your tickets. Go ahead, Richard. Scandal.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Scandal in Cedros is on next week. Next week, Saturday and Sunday. Believe it or not, we're already there. Next week, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 8:30, Sunday at 6:30 p.m. We're looking forward to it. Of course, you can get tickets at all the usual outlets. K Squared Fashions and C3 Center for the Naprima Bowl shows, which will be the following weekend. So with 2 shows being advertised at the same time, and tickets are being sold for both shows at the same time. So K Squared Fashion, C3 Center, and Fens of Marabella by the roundabout, they are selling tickets for the Naprima Bowl show, which is on the 4th and 5th of July. And for the show in Queen's Hall, which is next week, K Squared, Brentwood Mall, and Chagoras is selling for both Naprima Bowl and for Queen's Hall, for those of you in Central Trinidad. You also have tickets being sold at Jubilee Railway in Tinnapuna, Electronics in Arima for Arimians coming to Queen's Hall. That's where you can get your tickets. Antoni's Florals in Val Park Shopping Plaza for those of you in the Val Park area. And of course, Charfleur Auto Services in Charfleur for those of you in the Charfleur area. And those of you in Port of Spain or Western Trinidad, K Squared Fashions in West Mall has tickets. And of course, if you don't want to bother about going to any physical outlets, you can sit right at home in your bed and go on your phone or whatever device, and you can go to rsrrproductions.com and you can purchase tickets right there for whichever show, Queen's Hall or Naprima Bowl, and you'll get your coded QR code ticket in an email that you can download or screenshot, or you can download directly to your Apple Wallet if you have an iPhone, or to your Google Wallet if you have an Android. And the plus of having those tickets in your wallets, in case you didn't know, is on the day of the show, it actually comes up as a notification a couple hours before the show and stays on your locked screen. So and as you approach the theater, all you have to do is open your phone once you're in your wallet, and the QR code comes as the first thing up on your screen, 100% brightness, and you can just have it scanned. So that's the plus of putting the ticket in your wallet. It makes it even more seamless. You don't have to be searching for no ticket. You don't need no Wi-Fi. Your phone is actually doing the work because the ticket is in your wallet. So that's a good reason to download it. People have been buying tickets on the rsrrproductions.com site already, even for the southern shows, for both Queen's Hall and Naprima Bowl. We have people already buying tickets on rsrrproductions.com. So there are people already using it. So you should too, if you don't want to go to a physical outlet. And yes, it does accept local debit cards and credit cards. So if you don't have a credit card, you can still purchase tickets with your normal debit card on rsrrproductions.com. All right. So this is where we leave the breakfast show this morning. Of course, thank you for joining us today. We know you have a choice in what you watch and what you listen to, and we're glad that you chose us because you have impeccable taste. We want to thank Anita Haynes-Alleyne again for joining us this morning for that wonderful conversation. Of course, tomorrow is like Friday. The weekend begins tonight, people, at a second after midnight. And of course, netradiott.com continues on the stream with excellent programming throughout the day. And of course, if you're listening to us on smart devices, that's Net Radio Trinidad on TuneIn. Have a fantastic day, whatever you do, and remember to smile and laugh. It's great for your health. You have been watching and listening to The Breakfast Show.
Get up,
Mike.
Get up. It's the time to start the day. The Breakfast Show is here. We bring in the soca way. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.